All of your gullible idiot followers should be realizing right now that you are an idiot or you are a liar. You said you would get turned away at gunpoint. I did not get turned away at gunpoint. You lied, Nathan.
The sun is shining, he's alone, raging into his iPhone, screaming at the top of his lungs as a 24-hour sun. Oh, how we laughed in this fat land at such a comical sight. To see the tune, the globe-head goose spewing out his shite. Shouting! Where's the guns, Nathan? You promised that I'd see. I'm all alone here raging. Everyone loves a flame. Oh, where's the guns, Nathan? Listen, our secret bit. Not come all this distance just for you to take the piss. The ice wind's blowing, here he goes, pacing like a lunatic, upside down on a spinning globe, but the best is yet to come. Oh, how we laughed in this flat land at such a comical sight. To see me tune, the glove-head goon spewing out his size, swinging. Where's the guns, Nathan? You promised that I'd see. I'm all alone here raging. Everyone loves me. Oh, where's the guns, Nathan? And listen, our secret place. I've not came all this distance for you to take the piss. The sun is shining, he's alone, reaching into his iPhone, screaming at the top of his lungs as a 24-hour sun. Oh, how we laughed in this fat land at such a comical sight. To see McTune, the glove-head goose, spewing out his shite. Where's the guns, Nathan? You promised that I'd see. I'm all alone here raging. Everyone loves me. Oh, where's the guns, Nathan? And listen, our secret bliss. I've not came all this distance for you to take the piss. Oh, where's the guns, Nathan? And listen, our secret bliss. I've not came all this distance for you to take the piss. Get some, get some.
That's the #1 flat Earth proof right there, baby.
You about Antarctica. You deflected the measurements. You are a dumb liar. Every single one of your dumb followers needs to look at their lives and realize Nathan Oakley is a liar. Since 2016, he's been saying if you go to Antarctica, you will be faced with gunpoint and turned away. Where's the guns, Nathan? Where's the guns? I don't see any guns, Nathan!
Where's the damn guns, Nathan? For crying out loud. As usual, if you'd like to support this channel, there are PayPal and Patreon links in the info box below. Where's the damn guns, Nathan?
I don't know. I'm just looking, I guess.
Yeah. Likely answer. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to BALLBUSTERS. Thank you for joining us for this lovely summer Saturday.
That video got a clip of McTune saying, every one of your dumb followers. And you can't quite hear what he says because of the music. But McTune's one of them. He's in my chat, following me, watching me, and getting up to now 103 responses about his utilization of flat Earth measurements, specifically elevation angles. He's talking about himself.
We just at 103. It was 100 back then. He hasn't been around too much, has he?
Yeah, he's just started toddling along since the last couple of months.
The hell else can he do? The moron.
He's also.
I'd have thought they'd have gone on with it, right? If the final experiment had any finality to it. It's not the case that they'd be screaming my name into the sun, or shut your channel, shut your... Well, what are you still doing here, right? Surely you'd get on with your life if you actually believed you'd achieved something in Antarctica.
Let's go, Pablo. Let's go. We're already going, dude. Go ahead, Adam.
I agree with Nathan. You'd certainly be doubling down on that amazing thing. You wouldn't be revisiting the Blackpool Swan, would you? John, I've just sent you a 2-minute video, right? Kind of disproving McTune with regard to that song, Where Are the Guns? It appears if you do go there, you do get guns.
You do?
Want to play it?
Where'd you send it?
This week. I've sent it you in old school Skype. Teams.
Teams, yeah, not old school. Yeah, team. Now I got to go over here.
Hold on a second, Adam. Are you suggesting that if you don't get all the permits and permissions and just go down there, they'll stop you? No. Outrageous.
I'm suggesting, I would suggest Chilean enforcement have guns.
Well, there's the guns. There they are then. We found them. Didn't take long.
Oh, I heard about this. All right, who's this? From Viral Context? He better not friggin' copyright strike me. I'm going to...
We'll just pause it after 30 seconds and we'll comment and we'll be good.
All right, here we go.
Pilot detained in Antarctica. A solo flight that stirred up trouble? Imagine aiming to become the first person ever to soar solo across all 7 continents, and then finding yourself detained in Antarctica due to an unexpected change in your flight plan. That's exactly what happened to 19-year-old American pilot and influencer Ethan Guo this past weekend. Guo, who has a goal to fly solo across...
Guo? Is that his name, Guo?
Very interesting. Play on.
Yeah, 19-year-old. This is 19-year-old American influencer Ethan Guo. Hey, Guo. Hello.
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 Hello, Guo.
Hello, Guo.
There you go.
Each continent to raise $1 million for cancer research found himself in hot water when Chilean authorities detained him for landing in Antarctica without permission. Chilean officials have pointed out that Guo...
They obviously detained him at knife point because there's no guns.
Water balloons. Detained him at the point of water balloons.
A well-known social media figure violated numerous national and international aviation regulations by altering his flight plan without prior approval and then landing in an area of Antarctica under Chilean territorial control. One of the key issues is that Guo originally...
Whoa! Whoa!
Might have been held at Snowball Point. Would be better in Antarctica.
You can't
change his flight path, didn't do what was agreed, and then was detained. I say, how do you detain someone if you're border patrol? I don't think it is snowballs, is it, that they teach you to offer a threat with?
How can you do snowballs when Hanoi Jaren and Boy Zero Skygrifter said there's no snow there?
Well, exactly. So you're going to have a gun then if you can't make a snowball.
Whoa!
Filed a flight plan stating he could fly below the airport and then fly towards Antarctica via vehicle that had it on the skies. Apparently, he diverted his course towards Antarctica without notifying the relevant authorities, landing at the Lieutenant Rodolfo Marsh base in the Chilean sector of Antarctica. But here's where it gets controversial. Christian Crisosto Rifo, the regional prosecutor for Magellanes in Chile and Antarctica, strongly stated that Guo not only misled the Aeronautical Authority, but also put air traffic safety in jeopardy both in Antarctica and the Magellanes region.
Oh no, Guo! Whoa!
The prosecutor emphasized the severity of violating the Aeronautical Code and numerous international laws concerning Antarctic routes and access. And this is the part most people miss. Following Guo's landing in Antarctica, he was promptly detained and had been formally charged. His defense attorney disclosed that Guo encountered unexpected issues during the flight, leading him to carry out what he described as an exploratory flight to test the feasibility of the route. What do you think about Guo's daring journey? Was his adventurous spirit worth the risk he took, or did he put everyone involved at unnecessary risk? Share.
Good.
There you go. I say detained. I don't think they detained him with a very pointy stick, did they?
I'd imagine not. Well, there you go. They didn't say guns, though. So, still. Whoa! Nathan, where's the gun? Super, thank God.
So, Pablo, he said, "Let's go" is an expression used to show excitement or cheer. Good grief, Kiwi, duh.
Okay. Oh, whoa, Pablo. Thanks for super chat, man. Oh, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, that hello has been a thing for the past couple times during the book for some reason. So it's weird. It's hello head here today. And
hello, Guo.
Hello, Guo.
We've been practicing hello, haven't we? Even though we didn't know it was going to be for Guo.
We didn't know it was going to be.
By the way, just for the audience's benefit, this Antarctic stuff, especially where are the guns? I mean, it's the glaring, obvious straw man nature of it that grieves me. And obviously, 6 months down the line, I don't care that much anymore. But at the time, it really annoyed me. Like, yeah, if you go down to Antarctica without permission and all the forms that they all moaned about in all the videos that they did, all the preparation they had to do to be allowed to go down there, like, yeah, if you don't do that, they'll stop you. Obviously, you've got to jump through a lot more hoops to go to Antarctica than basically anywhere else on the surface of Earth. But to say, well, where are the guns on our highly planned trip? It's just a straw man to avoid what he actually spoke to me about. He said it in that song. Tried to deflect with measurements. What measurements would those be? The elevation angle measurements of a flat Earth that you all made while you were in Antarctica. Yeah, those are the measurements I tried to deflect with, because that's the end of the argument. In fact, it demonstrates there was never an argument to begin with.
Why didn't he start questioning you about how the 24-hour sun works and how it can work on your flat Earth? How come he didn't do that? Not a mention of it, if I remember correctly. Straight to guns, straight to where are the guns?
How come he didn't what? Ask me about the false dichotomy affirming the consequent times two. Is that what you're asking me? Why he didn't ask?
Yeah, he didn't ask. When I heard him coming in, I wasn't on the show, but I was listening in. When I heard him coming in, I suspected, like, okay, he's going to start saying, you know, now what do you think about? We've seen this 24-hour sun and blah 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 blah. Not a word about it. He didn't even want to talk about it. He wanted to talk about how you lied about something that you didn't lie about in 2016. It's like, what a bizarre thing to lead with after you supposedly just saw and filmed the 24-hour sun. Bizarre.
It's not really bizarre when he's just a moron.
Good point.
That's the only thing that's going on.
She's got a point, Brian.
It's also a lie because he's saying he's, meaning me, been saying since 2016 that. Well, that infers it's something that I regularly talk about and have talked about it since 2016. In reality, it's one comment on an obscure video from 2016, and it's never been mentioned verbally from that point till now, and only has been discussed because of literally they're going out of their way to dig out a almost 10-year-old comment to hold up as a straw man. And in reality, what do I actually always talk about? Well, I've got noted, documented, evidenced 100 times telling him he measured Earth flat. So what do I, quote, always talk about? Well, I always talk about Earth being measured flat, if it's to McTune specifically. Did I mention guns to McTune? No. Was the comment directed at McTune? No. Is the comment something that's been repeated? No. Has it even been verbalised? No. So it's just a lie. It's not something I've been talking about since 2016. I couldn't give a crap about Antarctica.
Well, if we put it into our, let's just say we reverse the situation. And let's just say, hypothetically, there wasn't the 24-hour sun thing, right? I'm not saying there definitely was. Let's just say, hypothetically, there was no 24-hour sun, right? And you rang up him. But would the first thing you would say, would you bring up, say, see, 2016, I wasn't lying about when I said there was going to be guns? I mean, that doesn't make sense.
Well, it does if you've got to avoid the awful truth of what we do talk about, and that's Earth measurements, when they've been making quite a few Earth measurements.
It's like, well, are we missing the point here? Right? We've just answered McTune's questions. Where are the guns? I've looked it up. The Chilean Border Force, primarily the Polizia di Investigazione di Chile, Border Control and Immigration, General Policing, is equipped with firearms as part of the standard operations. So, McTune, there's where the guns are. The Chilean people have them. And if you try to go there, look, you will be stopped. And these guys carry guns as part of standard operations. Now you know, McTune. Unless you're a good boy and do exactly what you do, fill in all the forms and go where you're told and only go there, you're probably not going to see a gun.
Meanwhile, they all, without exception, measured Earth flat in Antarctica. Now, when they were doing it, literally in the process of doing it, I told one of the participants to his face, metaphorically speaking, it was over a Skype call, but personally told him, "You're measuring Earth flat." What did he do? He hung up the phone, screamed my name into the snow about guns. That's what he did. And the quote was, he tried to deflect with measurements. Yeah, that's the real, actual situation. There is no argument about a flat Earth because Earth's always measured flat. An example of it would take place in Antarctica and did. I pointed out that prior to Antarctica, they'd all be measuring Earth flat with elevation angles in 10K challenges, and they were. And they went and measured Earth flat in Antarctica. Who gives a crap about guns? Now, I'm not knocking you out.
No, I'm not having that, right? We've all known the Earth's flat. We've all known it's measured flat. But for quite a while, I've been pondering where the guns were. I thought I had to hid them in under the snow, but now I know the Chileans have got them. And if you try and go there, it's evidential proof, McTune, who's got them and where they are.
Okay, so that's true for every single border control ever. Now, I did loads of international...
Not in Britain, it isn't. Not in Britain, it isn't.
It is.
You get a mobile phone
Wrong.
benefit.
Incorrect. You're wrong. They do have armed patrols at British airports. You're wrong.
I'm joking. I was on about Dover.
At Dover? You mean there's not armed men at the cliffs? No, that is true.
They've got warm blankets
on the White Cliffs.
Yeah, they've got warm blankets, mobile phones to hand out to the people just wandering in. Yeah, benefits forms,
Food stamps.
Yeah,
Look, it's lifeguards. It's the RLNI, correct? The Royal Lifeguard people that are out trying to stop people drowning. They're not carrying guns. They're more concerned with stopping people drowning.
Take it back for a pointless political point.
You know what? While you guys were talking, I was looking at this. Make it bigger. Let's identify some people behind here.
That's a Sergeant Pepper's cover.
This
That took me
Sergeant
hours to make that,
Did it?
Hours.
Hours and hours.
You want to find me? There's me. Bottom. There you go. You got me straight away.
There goes that handsome devil.
A little bit
There's
bearded.
Robbie the Shill Davidson.
Where's Robbie the Shill Davidson at?
Robbie Davidson will be top left, somewhere probably where this is the end. He's in those lot. That's like the American conventions up there. So probably underneath where this is the end of Flat Earth debate is.
We got.
You know, he lets Duffy run a daily show called TSE.
We got Big Globe Dave over here. We got what's her name?
Karen B.
Karen. I declared war on her one time. I reduced it to a police action because everyone got a little up in arms. Is that Iru? Half his face right there.
See the big number 7 in the mid, just at there, yeah? That's Nathan Thomas or whatever.
Who's all these people? Oh, Patricia Sphere.
There you go.
Somebody, I don't see Robbie Davidson's mug in here.
He's in there. He's in that top set. Wait, is he in the? There's Jaron. Look, in the orange jacket. A Sonic colour, that, by the way.
So.
That was taken when we met him.
Yeah, that's in Amsterdam. Because I remember saying to him, this is funny, because I said to him, "Oh, you've picked a topical colour, Jaron, to wear." Because we're all staying in the same campsite, and he didn't have a clue what I was on about, knowing that the Dutch national team play in orange. I said he didn't pick it because he was in Holland. Because it spells 33. Go ask Brian.
Go ask Brian.
Orange 33 in gematria.
That's lovely. Who's this drunkard right here?
That guy is, oh, Jesus, he's really cool. He's part of the British crew. I forget his name. Oh, it'll come back to me. To the left of him is Mrs. Love. She was really cool. Get her first name. And then just the head underneath those two, that's Jason. He's the guy that organised the camper van.
He got that formal name, right? Jason of Locklear or some shit.
Jason of the family. Dewsbury. You
got Ozzy Osbourne of those two.
Those people, that clump of people there between those two, they're just a load of people that had a meet up in Birmingham. Part of just normal. The bottom bit, that's all Nathan's old title thing. So he put that together. I kept that from the first Flat Earth debates.
Who's this
and
dumbass?
If you go across, where?
Right here.
I don't know. You'd have to ask
P-Mars.
There, look. So to the left of me, you've got Roxanne.
Yeah.
And then Dave, allegedly Dave.
Allegedly Dave, yeah.
Now, in between them is Gary, who's the guy that organised the first Flat Earth conference in Birmingham. Then on the other side of those people, next to me on the right, that's Jack. He drove the bus for a big part of the tour when I was going through Italy. And that's Lisa, who was the musician and artist. And then above them is Dave and Andrea. And shout out, this one's easy. And then to the left of them, look, is Mark Sargent with his mobile phone app.
Then we got Arwen.
Arwen.
Who braids your hair, dude? I know her. I've seen her before.
That's Dee Dee Van.
Yeah.
Dee Dee played a big part and worked with Gary doing the conferences and then did the Amsterdam conference.
Yeah. Then we got
Amy.
And then Mr. Flat Earth Song Guy.
Yeah.
Conspiracy Mystic Guru.
That's it. And then next down there is Robin, is the baldy guy, and Martin just behind him.
Yeah, Martin. Where's he been?
Robin did the second conference at the Christian Convention Centre.
It was in Kidderminster. Yeah, that's Robin.
Yeah, Kiddie. That's it, yeah.
Thanks for answering my question. Who's up here?
That's Walt, Flat Earth Head, who's part of the Iron Realm crew, and then to the right of him is Zach Zabala.
Oh, God.
If you go to the other side of the circle at the top, look, just the baldy head at 11 o'clock, just underneath Earth, where it says this is the end of Flat Earth debate, there's two baldy heads. The right-hand side one, just to the left.
What you talking about?
Where it says this is the end of Flat Earth debate.
Yeah, there.
There you go. So that's Josh, under where it says DE for debate. That's Josh, the other part of Iron Realm.
Here?
Yeah, that's Josh. Not sure I can recognise anyone else. The guy to the left of Nathan Thomas or whatever that's the guy that passed away that did the legal suit. M. Garcia, I think.
Huh.
And down at the right, just below E, next to Arwen and Chemtrails Ranty, you've got called Tim Osman.
Where?
Yeah, him. That one, the one with the other Tim Osman. That's him with your mouse on.
Who's that?
That's Anthony Riley.
Oh yeah, go one more, and that's Dell. That's Dell there, isn't it?
Yeah.
In between them, there's Haunted House. Guy who caught out conspiracy cats. Yeah. Remember, got the confessions out of him by being super chill and relaxed with conspiracy cats.
Yeah.
You got to put it. Where are they now?
Who's this? Paul McCartney?
I don't know who that is, but that's Iru again next to him in the red.
He got two. He got one here and one up here.
Yeah, that big group shot is outside of Amsterdam station. When we at the end of the conference, we all went there, did a little bit of street preaching, and then headed off.
Who's that?
That was like that. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, that's just a group of people from one of the Flat Earth meetups.
Again. Is it not Robin? Just smaller?
Little Robin.
It's the little guy from Benny Hill.
Where's Neil?
You just spoke a second ago. You heard him.
In the picture, knuckle drag. Okay, I
this
think
was made long before Neil appeared on the scene.
I think we, got everyone here.
But what year was that?
There are a bunch of different...
Be Here and Love.
There's
bottom left. Bottom left. Very bottom left. Left. That's Be Here and Love. She sang the song that I've literally just changed. And it's been my song on the homepage of Nathan Oakley 1980 for about 8 years. It's just called Housekeeping. It was called We Live on a Stationary Plane. You believe we live on a plane. That one. Right. Got about 40,000 views because it was left on the homepage of my channel. So anybody who just toddles along to my homepage gets to hear that. That song has just changed 3 days ago. Where are the guns, Nathan?
Huh. Who's this bearded guy over here?
Dave.
That is Rennie and Roger and Reggie and Ronnie.
That's Dave Trinity 4.
Looks like.
Oh, is it? Oh, my mistake.
Yeah, that's his wife. To the next to him, Andrew.
Guy.
Why did we do this again? What was the point in this?
Oh, yeah.
Kiwi's curiosity, I think.
I was wondering while you guys were flapping your gums, I was trying to figure out if I recognize any of these guys, and I was very impressed with this video.
Oh, the end of flat Earth debate.
Yeah, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna listen to some of it.
First 5 minutes, maybe.
Yep. Is there any chance of copyright strike?
No,
You're all right, though. This is bloody brilliant so far.
It's looking good so far, isn't it?
It's fantastic.
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate Uncut and After Show. I'm your host, Nathan Oakley, and
what annoys me more is Nathan edits my work better, actually. That was quite cool. I don't see that very often.
if you are new to this channel or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification icon and join button to keep up to date with the Flat Earth debate. If you would like to support the channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows.
You got any context?
You got a whole bunch of there's context everywhere. You got microphones everywhere. He just escaped from a mental asylum with a white t-shirt.
That's funny.
While they premiere, and there's also a Ko-Fi, Patreon, crypto and thanks button in the info box below the video. Speaking of Patreons, I'm going to do a quick shout out to all of you who do support me on Patreon. So a massive shout of thanks and appreciation to Smith Tools. Spin past my Patreon shout outs as much as I love my Patrons.
Okay.
Yeah, back there. I've seen a video that I want to respond to. So we might get straight into this video. And as I'm doing so, I'll go across to Teams if indeed I can get a Teams panel together. So I should really share a link for that right now. All right, let's get some sound. This is the video we're going to be covering. It is by Mind Reloaded, but I don't think this is actually his video. I think it's Ben's. And it's not Ben. I want to...
Ben Taboo Conspiracy, right?
Yes. Criticize. So for that reason, I haven't necessarily used the video on Taboo Conspiracy, because this might be an old video, it might be a new video. It's not really relevant. It's the sentiment behind the video that I'm going to be critiquing. Not critiquing, but, you know, utilising in a way that you'll see shortly.
This test was conducted with respect to Pikes Peak in Colorado, which is perfect with that 6,000-foot base elevation.
Okay, so straight away, when you say 6,000-foot base elevation, that's the end of the discussion, okay? So we are 18 seconds into this video with the FBI warning, the typing sound effect, and the first line, zoom in, all the graphics. First statement, we're talking about a mountain that is measured off a flat Earth. Okay?
Pause.
There is no other way.
Are we critiquing Nathan?
No, we're not
Praising Nathan.
Yes, this is a praise.
No,
video.
well, I was going to... Well, you missed a bit. All you've got to say, above what? Elevation above what? Above sea level?
Yes.
Thanks, Adam.
Way to measure this.
Are we critiquing Nathan, or are we praising Nathan and ignoring mishaps?
Praising.
measurement is used, Earth is flat. Because we've measured it flat for the height of a flat Earth in feet. That's what we used. That's the way to put it. Okay, so that's it. That's it. That's the end of the discussion. It's over. Okay? This is the end. There never was a discussion. So from this point forth, from this point forth, there's no reason to move forward. Right? Okay. So what we're talking about, Earth and how it gets measured. It gets measured flat to describe the height of the mountain.
The test was conducted at Dr. Heffron's house, which was 50.7 kilometers or 31.5 miles east of Pikes Peak.
Okay, so we just stop it there. Now we're at 29 seconds. What we got now? Got a directionality east. It's a directionality that only exists if Earth is flat. Again, so to further this discussion point, we're not a discussion point here. We're already past the discussion point, as I just explained. It's over. But to go forward and pretend there's a discussion point, we're now using flat Earth directionalities and linear distance measurement in either miles or kilometers. That's what we're doing. We're taking the measurements that a flat plane can only give us in terms of the direction, and we're taking the measurements that a flat Earth only will afford us in linear miles or kilometers to suggest that there is an argument to be had, a test to be done. There's no test needed. There's no argument to have.
Here's a picture of Pikes Peak from his driveway. Pikes Peak has an elevation 2,226 meters or 7,303 feet higher than Dr. Heffron's location.
Okay, so Dr. Heffron's location is measured with respect to sea level in terms of altitude. His elevation can only and will only ever be measured off a flat Earth. Earth is measured flat for his height, measured with surveys with respect to the measured flat sea level used to measure his height from it. Earth is, again, only capable of measurement with respect to how flat it is to describe this at all. Further to that description of this location, we have an on-screen depiction of the flat Earth only kilometers and the flat Earth only height of the mountain in meters, and the flat Earth only elevation angle measurement of the mountain. So to summarize, on screen are 3 flat Earth only measurements. So obviously
that should do it.
I was going to say that's probably enough to end it there. About the 5 minute mark, ignoring my intros and I trimmed this out into 3 minutes. Actually, I got it down to a short version for shorts. 3 minutes, less than 3 minutes, 2 minutes 58 seconds. I think I got it down to, and that's the crux of it, right? On screen on this diagram, you've got 3 numbers, right? What are they? Well, they're all flat Earth numbers. So to describe any argument that's going to take place, you've got to take 3 flat Earth prerequisite measurements: flat Earth elevation angle, a flat Earth linear distance, and a flat Earth height off sea level. That's what all the numbers are. When you compare his position to the mountain's position, how are you going to do it unless the surface level is flat between you and the mountain? You can't. It's over. There's no argument. There never was. That's why I titled this video, "This is the End of Flat Earth Debate." It's me really drilling home the fact there was never a debate to begin with.
So there you go.
There's one further thing I'd like to say on this, and we've been discussing this for the last 2 months on the show on Flat Earth Debate. What have we experienced for the last 10 years? Is it talking about Earth being flat, like I've just done in this video with measurements? No. I say we colloquially, generalised we, the stereotyped we, the flat Earth we. have been talking about what we have fondly called Feast of Nonsense. That takes some effort to create a scenario where the main talking points of flat earthers are the lack of Earth curve. How the physical geometry of a curving surface isn't conducive with what we see, therefore we see too far. It's had to be implemented, instigated, and drummed up by seemingly good-intentioned flat earthers. Now, a lot of them have come out of the woodwork as shills. All of these see-too-far arguments that we've had are all globe-centric. When you listen to somebody taking apart what a flat earther is and does, the first thing that the anti-flat earther / globe believer will say about the stereotyped flat earther is they don't understand how a globe works. And they've got lots of misapprehensions about globe geometry. Things of that nature. So the game was rigged from the start because you can't have an argument about Earth not being flat. Every measurement of Earth is flat. So how do you create an impression that there's an argument to exist? Well, you make it so that the flat earthers only talk about Earth curve. And the globe earthers tell the flat earthers how wrong they are about Earth curve. They get into this habit of doing it and occasionally slip up, where they're so used to telling flat earthers that they're wrong about Earth curve, or some Earth-centric argument a flat earthers putting forward. Someone like Simon Dan will come along and tell someone like me that my reference frames are ruined, because they're so used to telling me I'm wrong about my globe rhetoric that I'm saying is wrong. Rather than just pointing out that in the globe rhetoric that is suggested to be wrong, there'll be half a dozen flat Earth measurements that we've all whistled past for 10 years. Not all of us, don't get me wrong, just stereotyping freeze.
But we did.
No, we didn't.
Oh, yes, we did.
You did. Okay. Very well said, Nathan. That's the end of flat Earth. Let's get into some Evo-tards. And they're ball-tard. Yeah, I know. They're ball-tards anyway. They're just hiding behind their Evo-tardiness. So we got this guy who thinks he's a scientist who isn't. He's an enabler with Dr. James Tour. We got Tunguska Tessie over here who thinks she's a scientist. She's a moron. She's been exposed more times than Mae West and her crew. The ass clown chuckle monkeys. You'll be seeing those here shortly. So get ready because it's going to get stupid quick. Y'all ready?
Yeah, just the Mae West reference will throw anybody who's Gen X or younger.
That's their problem.
Because what we're trying to do is compare this model of...
This guy thinks this is a model.
Good start.
Is this science?
Looks science to me. This looks very science.
I thought it did too. Oh boy.
Are there two birds humping on that tree?
On a tree? Where at?
It could be very natural science if there is.
Science, that's a study.
Well, I don't see any birds, dude. What tree are you looking at? What tree are you looking at?
You just didn't pick up on the reference. We're not going to run with it. It's all good. Let's carry on.
All right.
Life, the tree of life, to this model of life.
We already destroyed this tree. Well, we didn't destroy it. Your little tree of life nonsense here that he's enabling this horse shit. Looks like a second grade retard drawing right here. I guess it's science. But back to the story. The tree of life, that was debunked. Dr. Craig Venter, the geneticist of geneticists, debunked this shit. Well, it was debunked long before him, but he told everyone. Do we need to go back over that again? No, we don't.
Right? And she's saying that genetics works the same now as it did in the past.
Where's genetics here? I don't see. Is this like a tree of genetics? I don't see any genes here. And she can't speak to genes because she's a philosophical naturalist. So she can't even show a friggin' sugar wickering itself together, let alone genes. That's 20,000 light years beyond that. Friggin' idiot.
And I'm fine with that assumption, basically.
You're fine with that assumption?
Everybody inherits, what came before them. Of course.
That's deep.
Of course, down here, when a designer designed the beginnings of life, that's not an inheritance. But I don't think Eric is talking about that. The big hidden assumption.
Yeah.
What's he babbling about?
I don't know.
Designer designs. It's not an inheritance. What are you babbling about? That didn't even make sense.
Yeah. I didn't inherit me legs, did I?
In trying to compare these, the big hidden assumption that I think Eric is making is about the initial conditions down here. He's making an assumption of
These are initial conditions, huh? All right.
about what a designer would have done. And the fundamental assumption actually is that these forms of life, when they got started, they were independent. In other words, a designer would come in and design an ape family over here. And then when they designed the human Homo sapiens over here, they started with a clean slate. So things like comparing how many teeth you have as a human versus a chimp, or how many fingers are on your hand, things like that. There shouldn't be, in this model, they're saying, we're assuming that there shouldn't be any correlation between features at the beginning. And so the fact that we find correlation up here in extant life, in modern life, there's tons of correlation structure and hierarchy in what we see in the genetics and even the morphology here in.
But you know when you're waving your mouse over the line of a number with KM written on it, and I say this is a distance measurement, it's flat, linear, and then you wave your mouse over what I'm referring to, right? Mm-hmm. As he talks, he's waving his mouse over this forest of life. Why? How does this elucidate anything that you're babbling about? It doesn't. It means nothing. Stupid.
You tell them.
Modern life. All of that correlation structure is then used as evidence for the tree of life. And they're saying this is very convincingly a tree of life and macroevolution because we see this correlation structure in modern life forms. And so that's all about, it's all about making the assumption that these things were uncorrelated at the beginning. Here we see it here. There's this big hidden assumption that there's no correlation structure at the start of life. And so in other words, they're taking this model and making a complete straw.
He's thinking this is still a model.
A man out of it. It's so obviously wrong and so easily defeated. And they knock it down, and they're very proud to say all of the evidence supports this tree of life.
All the evidence that was debunked decades ago supports this.
He's just contradicted himself. Very irritating. He's just talked about assumptions and correlations. Okay? Right. Correlation's not causation. This is going to have no scientific validity whatsoever to it. But then he talks about evidence. Evidence is proof. Talking about correlations and models, and then talking about stupid cartoons of half trees and the assumptions that may have come before and being burnt as straw men. And then you talk about evidence. That's proof. This is garbage. This isn't evidence for anything.
You're all over this.
And this is what happens when you have hidden.
You had somebody else from the peanut gallery?
Yes, it's me. Eat the peanut.
Assumptions. You make big assumptions, and it just ruins the science. And
where?
Oh, I was waiting for it. Oh, there it is.
Trouble. It's just outlined, I thought, quite eloquently, the straw man that's put on people that believe in creation. But then he ruins it with that last statement, the science. As Nathan's point, there isn't any science here. But what I thought what he outlined there, the assumptive bias that's put in to support their model, they straw man against us to say, well, because there's no previous structures that link it. That I thought that was quite good.
That Nathan didn't. I knew what he was talking about. It was clumsy.
Yeah, but instead of doubling down and working on that, we're going to go to the science of either model, which is the disappointing bit.
Yeah, it is.
And
the innate
that's not
bit. Sorry.
The only place this happens is in the video. So let's go to another section where Erica is very excited. The whole gang here gets really excited about this published paper.
The ass clown, Chuckle Monkeys.
About statistically comparing this model.
Statistically comparing this non-model with this debunked non-model. Yeah? Is that what you're doing? Let's go to the paper.
Yeah, you know how you do that. You get two posters. You take two posters and you take them into the biology lab. Seems the best place. And then you look at them both.
This model.
There's this paper that I love, and it's...
You love a paper?
What's Dave doing there? Hang on a second. Is Dave involved in this?
Oh, cream of wheat. Yes. He's right there.
What's Dave doing there?
He's the town monkey.
Yeah, Dave's there to provide a really stupid, nonsensical comment that shows he doesn't really understand the level of the argument that's going off every now and again.
Yeah, that's what he is. That's why he's there. A little color commentary every now and again.
It's called Statistical Evidence for Common Ancestry.
Oh, God, we got another one. What?
He's a part of her peanut gallery.
Part of her. She is a peanut.
She's not. She's a developed chimpanzee.
Oh, that's right. She's a. Good evening, modern apes. That's what she says. Remember?
So what's the last thing to develop? A lip? Is it ever going to develop?
Yeah, good one, Neil.
Very low blow.
Model.
There's this paper that I love, and it's called Statistical Evidence for Common Ancestry.
Statistical evidence. What an ass clown. Statistical evidence? What the hell does that mean? That means nothing. It's nothing but it's moronic. Statistical evidence.
Oh, means something.
Yeah, correlation evidence. It's a nothing burger. But she's all proud of it. Look at this guy down here, Dr. Dan. There you go. We present. And look at this moron right here. Who is this knuckle dragger? Dumbass. Dr. Dan of Creationists. When he's a creationist too. Only his creation or his creator's nature. Dumbass doesn't even know that.
There we go.
There you go.
Primates. And the reason why I love this paper is because it specifically tests the creationist model.
Specifically tests their model. What, on the previous page?
Model of separate ancestry, and it specifically compares it to the evolutionary predictions, and it's...
Evolutionary predictions? Uh-oh. Number one, what the hell is evolution? That evolution doesn't predict shit. Even if you could define it, there are no predictions in evolution. Where am I going to find this at?
Maybe they're just using this is a standard fare hijacking of scientific terminology, isn't it? That's why I'm all over it. I mean, I have no vested interest in this, right? I don't care about the Evo-tard debate particularly.
I know.
I get that you guys cover it.
Oh, got it.
I don't have a horse in this race, but it's still glaringly obvious that they're just hijacking science for it, right? That's the game, isn't it? Am I wrong?
Am I wrong?
Am I wrong? It's just hijacking science. That's their game.
They're morons. But back to the specific topic, she said evolutionary predictions. This is from Carol V. Ward, a paleoanthropologist from right up the street from me at the University of Missouri. Experts tackle questions of how humans will evolve. Scientific American, back in 2014. She states, evolution is not a process that allows us to predict. Hey, Tunguska Tessie, why don't you give Carol a little call? I got her email. This is really old, by the way. I got her email and phone number in her office. Can you tape this Can you tape the conversation about your evolutionary predictions to Carol? Let's see what she has to say.
Sorry, just a moment of respect for Quantum Eraser, ladies and gentlemen. Quantum Eraser. And muck around with Quantum Eraser, right? There's no mucking around with this gentleman. Look at this on screen. I mean, you couldn't get more to the point, more succinct, more of a pummeling. What's her name? Tunguska what?
I call her, well, remember we did a treatment on her, Tunguska Tessie.
Tunguska Tessie. Have it.
Yeah. Or Gutsick Gibbon. That's her actual screen name, Gutsick Gibbon.
Or Zyra.
Or Zyra, wherever you go. We're still searching for her. Zara, whatever.
Zyra.
Lipless Zira. So there you go. Carol B. Ward. Yep. Of course, this was an evolution soup to nuts. I had to go there. I knew it was somewhere in here. This is just chock full. It's got the Pakistani whale dog and everything. All right, let's keep that up. We'll probably need that.
Specifically does it with the one group that they cannot have common ancestry in, which is humans to the rest of the primates, and it specifically compares biogeographic evidence, fossil evidence, and genomics.
Fossil evidence? What's that? You got dead things. That's all you got.
Biogeographic evidence? Is it just stuff they found in certain places? Makes it sound really complicated, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I love big complicated words.
Yeah.
Sequencing, and I would just like to read you.
Genetic sequencing. No, you're a philosophical naturalist, glue sniffer. You can't appeal to. It'd be like Mao Zedong appealing to soybean futures. Yeah, that's how stupid this is. You're a moron. You can't appeal to genes or genetics or anything like that, unless you could show genes form naturally.
just for anybody else, I didn't get the soybean futures reference either.
You didn't? Well, you see, Mao Zedong, he's a communist, and they're not capitalists. They don't get into like trading futures. It like goes against their primary mantra. Get it now, sunshine.
I got it when you said communist.
Okay.
Oh God.
Oh God.
You guys an excerpt from it.
That sounds pretty high confidence to me.
Boy, that doesn't sound like high confidence to you, Dave. Remember, you think stars spin in opposite directions. I mean, Mr. Magoo's blushing. You're an asshat.
You can see the incredible enthusiasm they have for this paper and how.
Well, you just give them a piece of colored tape. It'll keep them busy for hours.
Relevant it is, they're saying, in defeating this model of the forest of life. And
he still thinks this is a model. It's quite troubling. I'm sorely vexed.
Strongly preferring this tree of life. I also think it's kind of funny how Erica gets super excited over the p-value of the statistics when they in the paper when they run this test.
And when I say that the p-values are infinitesimal,
the p-values are infinitesimal. No, that's that caper-sized piece of horse shit between your ears. That's infinitesimal. P-value, what a numpty dipshit.
they give you specific comparisons here. They say you are more likely to draw the same atom twice in a row. I can't remember if it's with replacement. In the entire
Where are we drawing the atom from? Metals?
universe, you can pick an atom at random, and you're more likely to get that same atom twice in a row than get this signal.
Oh, boy.
Common ancestry is not the.
You got a signal, huh? This paper's signaling you with your p-value, right? Piss off.
And for this nested hierarchy that we see within primates.
Oh, stop with your quantitative precision.
There he goes again, Mr. Color Commentary over here. Quantitative precision. Do you have any quantitative precision for the stars rotating in opposite directions, Glue Sniffer?
Is it worth giving the Vic Reeves quote about statistics?
Yes, it is.
64.37% of all statistics are made up on the spot.
I was waiting for that.
Got some more stuff with statistics from a high-ranking Evo-tard. Where would he be? If I go searching for that, it's going to take me a while. Maybe we'll skip it.
This is directly what this is like the exact thing that you would need to prove wrong.
The day you would need, you stuttering fool.
If you were a young Earth creationist, and it was
a young Earth creationist. You're a creationist too, love. You're just too stupid to realize it. You're creator's nature, morons.
blown to smithereens in this paper and in numerous others.
You couldn't blow a wet toilet paper roll to smithereens.
Okay, so you see how impressed they are with this paper. And let's just take a look at it over here. This is the paper that they're talking about, Statistical Evidence for Common Ancestry Application.
Why are they even having this? Have they talked to Dr. Craig Venter? I don't think they have.
Primates, and they're so excited about a result like this. We overwhelmingly rejected species and family separate ancestry. That separate ancestry is what we've been calling the forest of life. And this is a statistical term here, basically saying they found it to be infinitely more probable that it was the tree of life than the forest of life. So we look at that paper, and we come back here. There's actually a huge straw man assumption. It's the same assumption, basically, that I just reported about Erica's claim. But when you actually read the methods of this paper, there's this thing.
Remember I told you that a long time ago? I think I was dealing... Say again?
About the straw bushel of life?
No, I'm talking about the methods section of the research paper. Before you divert away from that, remember I said, I think it was with Dr. Mary Schweitzer many years ago. And I came out and said, don't worry about anything else. Just scroll on over to the materials and methods section of the paper, and you can destroy any of their horse shit. Now, not all papers, but the pretender clown papers like this one. And he just said, go to the methods section. I just want to point that out.
Statement. We assume, there's an assumption, we assume that each family ancestor at its origin acquired character states at each character independently of all the other family ancestors.
That doesn't make any damn sense.
Isn't that straight up begging the question then?
That's straight up stupidity. It makes no fucking sense at all. We assume...
It's also the thing they're trying to argue for, isn't it? What they're assuming is the thing that they're trying to have as the outcome.
We assume that each family ancestor at its origin acquired character states at each character, that makes perfect sense, independently of all other family ancestors. Makes no, it's non sequitur. Not that it's a straw man, but before you get the straw man and assumption, it's non sequitur. Stupid.
So in other words, like I just said, here's the assumption they're making. In other words, they're saying that we're going to assume a designer of life over here would start with a clean slate for each and every one of these starting kinds of life. That's their assumption. And so when they find correlation structure here in modern life,
thank the Lord.
He did a lower one for the second one. You got 2 super chats. Chow Yun Cat sent, they exchanged the truth about God for a lie and worshipped and served created things rather than the creator who is forever praised. Amen. Romans 1:25. And then Sasha sent, is it that Dr. Professor PhD Dave in background?
Yes. Thanks for the super chats, Chow Yun Cat. You're all over this. That's exactly, you're right on point with that. Yes, ma'am.
All points to the tree of life. And that's the total straw man argument. They're building a straw man and they're blowing it up. And so the p-value is absolutely absurd here in this case. It's the old statement of garbage in, garbage out. You start with the wrong model, the wrong assumptions, and you're going to end up...
Can you get a model in the first place to start with? That would be helpful.
With a lot of garbage coming out of it. Yeah.
That is interesting. So the p-value, you don't generally find p-values that small. But if you make an assumption that blocks out one area totally, then you could get a p-value that small. And it's interesting that
Erica has a p-value that small. We discussed it, that caper-sized piece of horseshit.
she got really, really excited over something that is statistically very, very rare. But
statistically with what?
She criticized in her video people who don't do their homework.
Do a little homework, you know?
That's interesting. You know, I never read the paper. I've assumed this is something for you to study. You went and you studied the paper, the very paper that
you studied the paper. Didn't you just read it?
She looked at, and that points it out that you make this claim, and then it's going to result in the p-value being so small.
Yeah.
That explains it. Thanks.
It's all because of wrong assumptions. And that's one of my 6 criteria. You know, she's just helping us to prove it out. And this paper is helping to prove it out that if you start by making assumptions, your confidence in the result goes down rather quickly. So this happens actually one more time in the video. And this is a segment where I was talking about how the common evidence used for Tree of Life, like the fossil record, and compare
the fossil record with the Tree of Life that's already been debunked decades ago. My word.
Comparison of different life forms is actually all low confidence science. It doesn't meet these criteria for confidence. And I actually had a little clip from Richard Dawkins. And Richard Dawkins said, yeah, the comparison of life forms, that is the best. That's the most convincing, the most irrefutable evidence we have in favor of this Tree of Life. And I was using that, pointing to the this quote from my son's biology textbook about how humans and bacteria share genes inherited from a distant common ancestor. And of course, that statement is not the sum of what Richard Dawkins was talking about. It's just one example of what.
Say it with him.
I did. I said it with. Sasha sent, evolution is revolution without R. Okay. Nice word association.
Thanks for the super chat, Holmes.
Richard Dawkins was talking about. And Dan is kind of calling me out in the.
What?
It's this assumption of common ancestry. There isn't a common ancestor per se. What there is there's a common encoder of all this genetic information.
Yeah, thank the Lord for the phone call. No, but you're correct what you said. I thought I'd sneak over here. I'm looking for. I don't know if I would have put it here. Theodosius Dobzhansky being quoted by one of his students from Harvard with respect to statistical analysis. It's pretty funny. Wow, it's going to be hard to find. Let's try this. I knew who it was. All right, where would I quickly find it? Alex O'Connor asshat? Probably not. Probably not there. Not there.
This is where you need me and Adam to have a little chit chat while you have your brain freed up to do processing involved to think about it for a second.
Let's see.
You know, Craig Venter is Adam.
I don't think I'd have it in here, but Adam, get off the phone. We need fill time.
I think it's amazing that we have to cover so many morons out here. We can't even find one side that's not somehow moronic in one way or the other.
Yep. We got two sides. It's Leuanton, but it's not that one. That's not what I'm looking for. I didn't think it would be in here. It's right at the top of one of these documents. I put it up there because I thought it was hilarious. Oh boy. Let's try it one more time, and then we'll leave it go. Not no clown. It's not. I don't think I did that with O'Clowner or Planet Evo-tard Peckerhead. What I would have put it in this. I made
You
it.
there, Neil? Just need a couple of more top lip jokes.
Well, let me know when you find the top lip.
Why is your video on, Neil?
He's got a problem focusing. All right, this is my last. Uh-oh. I found it. Right here. I was just about to give up. Okay. We got Richard Lewontin. Let's do. That shouldn't be like that. Oh, yeah, it should. Response to critics, March 6, 1997. Richard Lewontin. Richard Lewontin was a highfalutin Harvard evolutionary biologist. Just to give it, he has some outstanding writings, by the way. But I digress. Richard Lewontin, Billions and Billions of Demons. Review of The Demon Haunted the World. Science as a Candle in the Dark by Carl Sagan, 1997. This is in the New York Review. He states, indeed, the entire science, really, Richard, of statistics is designed to cope with the ambiguity of most scientific evidence. And my professor Theodosius Dobzhansky, the most eminent experimental evolutionist of his day, that's an oxymoron, used to say that statistics is a way of making bad data look good. Yeah, I'll tell you what, Richard, I like you. We should have a show just with Richard Lewontin on it. It would be quite entertaining, by the way. Thanks for showing up for me. I can't believe I found that. That's old-timey. All right, here we go. Adam, you back yet?
Yeah, I placed my tea order.
Boy, I'm starting to get a little peckish myself. I don't know what I'm going to do about that.
This next segment is saying I didn't appreciate the depth of what.
You see his camera? He's still in an earthquake over here.
Dawkins was talking about.
And what is the best form of evidence he's got? And that would be a comparison of life forms, comparison of the genetic similarity between life.
Genetic similarity? No, they can't. You can't do that. Neither can Richard Dawkins. How can you do? You can't do. What is he? Mao Zedong?
Forms is the best evidence he's got. The problem is that the statement that we just analyzed rather carefully here. This statement is about comparing life forms, finding similar genes between humans and bacteria.
Stop. Can't speak to genes. Can't speak to matter for that part. As a matter of fact, no pun intended. Get your own dirt, philosophical naturalist morons. Go ahead, Adam.
Hold on, Adam. You're giving too much away in too little time. Why can't he use genes?
I already told you 3 times where you been eating bolognese.
Yeah, break it down a little bit.
Yeah, break it down a little. I already said unless they show genes form naturally, that means no intelligent agency in it whatsoever, then their worldview implodes because they are philosophical naturalists, and the bedrock foundation of philosophical naturalism, atheist Evo-tard morons, is the only thing that can exist is matter and energy. Yeah. So
yeah, perfect.
The only way they can do it. So the only way, no. Number one, they need to get their own dirt. They're dead right there. But number 2, they need to show genetics form naturally. Follow?
Well, there's also the assumption that they're working on, which is wholly false, because it works on the premise that common shared genes implies common shared ancestor. Yep. Wholly false. As I said, it implies common shared encoder. whoever wrote code for those mechanisms probably wrote it for them all. One shared creator, not common ancestry.
Yes.
Criteria. And we just went through that and determined that it meets none of these 6 criteria.
I don't know if you've seen these before, Nathan. This is his 6 criteria for science. Criteria for high confidence evidence, scientific evidence. You missed that part. It's been part of it the past couple times, so you need to catch up.
For high confidence. In fact, it's the lowest of low confidence. And yet, Richard Dawkins says that is the best, the most compelling evidence that I got.
Okay.
Here's the problem. You're a bald-headed booger eater. Is that what you're going to say? You should.
Here's where Stadler is screwing up here, and I'm going to...
What? Somebody say something?
No, but I will. That's quite interesting, isn't it, that they're going to get behind this guy just because he's Richard Dawkins. And fundamentally, you said the best evidence these Evo-tards has got is by looking at different things. Not seeing what they're claiming is happening, just looking at different things.
Yep.
That's the best they've got.
That's all they... well, they really don't got that because they have yet to define that monkey.
Well, they can look at stuff.
What's that?
Different things. Yeah, and pretend one changed into the one. Clearly it didn't because it's there, it's dead, it's kind of turning into stone.
Is that evolution?
It's not changing into anything. It's not changing.
No, my point is they haven't defined the scientific, or they haven't defined it, or the scientific theory of evolution. So whatever they do is utterly meaningless, is my point.
But if they did get round to defining it, one of their most eminent proponents says the best evidence they've got for that, and evidence is questionable as a use of term in this point, is to look at things.
I know. I heard you the first 3 times.
Imagine how a dog in the foothills of Kashmir, and then yes, if he could just make it to the sea, he'd get a hole in his head, wouldn't he?
Where is that Pakistani whale dog at? Hold on. Where did I put that at? It's gotta be right up front. You know what I'm saying? Because I started off with it. Oh boy.
My all-time favorite proof of Evo-tardia.
Is it? No, it's not that one. No, it's. I have so many Evo-tard presentations. It's not. I don't think I'd put it there. I need a secretary. I hit X. Get out. Shit.
That's right, Eric.
Shut up.
Can you not search for Pakistani whale dog?
No, I don't think I can.
Oh, damn it.
Let me try.
Yeah, Nathan, shut up.
Yeah, Nathan.
He just got a shot.
Shut your Pakistan. How did I spell it?
N-I.
No, I did not.
Wait, what? What's how you spell Pakistani?
It's going to be a show you looking for things.
Shut up. Why would it do that? It's got to be right up front, man. This is not it. Dating game. I got so many presentations. It's unbelievable. Natural selection. It's not showing it, Adam. Oh, nope. Peppered moths. That's not it. I'm going to have to give up on that. I'm not. Yeah, I can't. It's not it. No. All right. Let's continue.
Attribute this to the fact that his background is biomedical engineering, not like evolutionary biology or...
What the hell is that? What is evolution first? I bet you he doesn't even know what biology is.
genomics or phylogenetics. Or
Genomics, you can't phylogenet. You can't speak to genes, dude. It's like Mao Zedong, I told you. Talking about soybean futures, you can't do that.
Why can't he talk to genes?
Oh my God. Just explain it again, right?
Anything like that. But he is not talking about the same thing that Dawkins is talking about here.
What is Dawkins talking about here?
Okay. He's looking at this statement that's up in the corner there.
Yeah, that's what Dawkins said.
Talking about how humans and bacteria share similar genes.
No, they don't share similar. Define share. That's what needs to be defined here. What?
Demonstrate any implication of if they did share what that would mean before you go off happily and proving that I'm 50% banana.
You remembered that, didn't you?
So.
Yes, sir. And you can't speak to genes. I already told you about that. You numpty slappy.
Right? Like we code for ribosomes, they code for
ribosomes. Where'd you get those? Naturally. I want to see a ribosome wicker itself together from nature right now. You can't speak to it. It goes against your religion. You ass clown.
For ribosomes, we code for cytochrome C oxidase.
Shut code. Code. Where do you have code in nature? Do you have like trees sending you codes and shit? You're a moron, sir.
They code for cytochrome C oxidase, right?
Cytochrome C oxidase. Boy, that sounds sciencey. Let's see cytochrome oxidase. Let's see it. Asshat.
We share similar genes because
we do. You can't speak to this. You're off topic. You're out of your depth. Of course, you could speak to a second grade retard and be out of your depth that quick.
The common ancestor for all cellular life had
cellular life. What's that?
Those same genes.
Common ancestry.
That is not
cellular life. That's not common ancestry. That's cellular life. Are you listening to like 5 minutes before this? Are you caught up yet?
No, he said common ancestor. That would be God.
All right. What Dawkins was talking about in that clip. Dawkins saying that the strongest evidence for universal common ancestry, right? Evolution writ large.
Evolution writ large. What the hell does that mean?
No idea.
Is in molecular comparisons. It's
molecular comparisons. Where'd you get molecules at? From your worldview, where'd you get molecules at? You're dead. It's a belly laugher right now.
In genomic comparisons.
You can't speak to genes.
Across many different species, and it's not.
What species? Which one? There's about 150 different definitions from when it was first coined by Aristotle, circa 300 BC. Which one?
And beavers.
What's that? Hey, somebody was just my son. We were heading down to Springfield over. I told you where we were going. We were going to Buffalo Wild Wings, man. It was delicious, by the way. Anyway, we were on our way down there. We're in part of it's like a city, and he goes, I was driving down here one time, and I seen 2 beavers walk across the road. I said, are you sure? And he said, it could have been a platypus. I said, I don't think so, dude. It's friggin' beaver. I said, is there a pond or a lake close? And he said, yeah, it's way over there. I just...
Nurse, he's doing it again. He's talking about the beavers. Nurse.
Not just do you have the same genes. It's
what you can't speak to genes. How many times I got to tell you? You half a sissy.
A pattern of similarity across all those different groups, right? So all the mammals are more similar to each other.
Mammals? What are mammals? Is that science?
Things.
What'd you say, Adam? Sorry.
Furry things.
Furry things.
Than they are to the non-mammalian chordates. But all the
chordates.
Except like Pakistani whale dogs, they lose their fur.
they lost their fur. Son,
Yeah, they lost it.
I can't. God, don't bring it up anymore. I can't go get it. Maybe when we take a break, I'll try to find it.
Chordates are more similar to each other than they are to all of the members of Spiralia, right?
Spiralia, boy, that sounds sciencey.
Is that a band from the 70s?
No, that's Delta G.
Another clade of animals and all that.
We should go over that, Adam. I forgot all about that. Okay, I'll get the Adderall drip out. Now we're going to focus. There's going to be something pretty fun. We should do that right now. Let's see if I got it saved. It's a necessary evil.
You know you've got it saved. So Huey thinks he's picked up on us, right? So with all our critique, Dr. Tor has done another video this week, and in doing so, dropping a couple of phrases that weren't commensurate with his previous language, but he was to get a bit of military training. He might start to use that sort of language, so it was just noticeable. Particularly the latter one. Q, I thought that was the hence the use of the term Delta G. Something that's the way I describe it, but not the way Dr. Tor described it.
You know what, Adam? I don't think I saved it.
No.
Oh, no. All right, this is what we're gonna do. People can see what I'm gonna do. So let's go to fucking pull it up.
Nice wearing.
Shut up. It's a recent video he did, so I may be able to find it quick.
It should be on.
It should be quick.
There.
This one?
Yeah, that's the one. Them two.
Them two.
Wait there, I've got it with the timestamp.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I love it because you sent it me. Somebody's listening.
Oh,
right.
He's like that's right. Yeah, Adam. Why are you buffering? Not you, Adam. The video. What's the timestamp, Adam?
Yeah, 1907.
Second.
You may remember that. It's called the free energy.
Shut up. 1907, right? Let's just go back here. All right. Was that a good year or what? 1909, not good enough. 1904. All right.
You don't deal.
All right. I want everyone to listen real close to what Dr. James Tor says over the next couple minutes and see if you can hear terms or phrases that you've heard before. Here we go.
Deal with it. It's just an utter mess. And so how do you go from a non-living system to a living system? Nobody knows, and I have maintained that they are clueless. And when people say, oh, no, we're not clueless, we know this, come and talk to me. Let's get in front of a video.
Good.
That was a level of toughness more. Nobody knows. Did you see that? That was our request. Yeah? Put more of an indictment on it. That's, I think, as firm as he's going to get for now, but that's better than before. It's clear. Yeah, nobody knows. Well, we do.
Yes.
Bloke, big beardy bloke in the sky. Yeah, it could be more clear, but actually, that's at least a little bit pointing out you don't know anything. Nobody knows, I suppose. Again, he's enabling, isn't he?
Yes, a small part. In small part, he should be much stauncher in his position.
It's a little bit tougher, though.
A little bit.
Before.
A little bit.
Video camera, or we do it by Zoom, or we'll record it, and explain to me how you see non-life non-life things, and what makes you say that we have a pretty good understanding of how life might have formed? Because I don't see the pathway to that. We don't know how to make the small molecules that are needed. Now,
shut up!
Oh, because these are important.
I'm on what?
You were on mute there. You stopped the video, and there was no sound from it.
I wasn't on mute. It was on mute for you.
Okay, then.
What do you want, Adam?
Again, wrong language. Yeah? We don't know how enabling them. As in, it could be possible. We could go to the moon one day. Yeah? But that's not the point. It's completely, as he knows, energetically impossible. Chimerically nonsensical. Yeah, I know I didn't go that far. You know, it's correct language. Yeah, but that's why he should be. This is the point again. He should be firmer. He can be, and he's more informed than me to be a lot firmer. Yeah, it's the wrong, soft, enabling language.
Yep, he did it again. He sure did. Yep.
Now you might say that meteorites can bring lots of different small molecules. The amino acids can come here. Get it through a Miller-Urey, lightning strikes. All of those have always been racemic. 19 of the 20 canonical amino acids, the amino acids that we need, have a stereogenic center, what used to be called a chiral center. And those are not easily resolved. But
no, they're unresolvable. He did it again, Adam.
Exactly. Not easily resolved. No, it's impossible. Or you get thalidomide.
Thalidomide, correct.
Even if we take that, you get many other amino acids.
Jesus Christ.
He's one of these. So you're telling me there's a chance, guys? That's what's going on with this guy. He's not even paying attention to the facts that he knows. He thinks it might be possible. That's what's going on with this guy.
Yeah, that's implicitly that's what he's pointing to, but he knows better. That's
what he's enabling.
I don't know.
Yeah, he does. He knows better.
Enabling Brian. Yeah, even though he does know better and he can demonstrate it that it is impossible.
Yes.
What he's leaving the door open for.
Yep.
Even if we take that, you get many other amino acids that are not alpha amino acids that are
that are not what amino acids again, doctor? What did you just say?
You get many other amino acids that are not alpha amino acids.
That sounds like something that I said that I brought up in 2008, and through the years I've brought up that same phrase. Alpha amino acids. I haven't heard anyone say that phrase. No one. Whether it's a biologist, biochemist, they haven't brought up the term in this context or any other context. The only time you guys ever heard that was from me. Now Dr. James Tour, right out of the blue. We're not saying that he doesn't know that, right? But now he specifically addresses it. Do we have a listener to my videos? Dr. Tor.
You get many other amino acids that are not alpha amino acids that are...
Yeah. Yep. You're listening. Now, when I first heard that, my jaw dropped. That's not the only thing. Let's see if we can catch something else.
Are not living-oriented amino acids. You get many other acids, you get many other amines, and how is it that you could take the mixtures that come out of a Miller-Urey type experiment?
So when I heard that one, I'm not like sold, right? Because it's a bit more specific, and the way you always say it, and it's in your stuff, is there. And I wouldn't say alpha, I'd just say amino. But you're always precise like that. That's why it's interesting. And if he'd have said it before and we've reviewed him, we'd have been a little bit excited.
Sure.
Like we are sad and geeky like that, you know, unfortunately. Yeah. But what he hasn't done previously, and I enjoyed the bit when he described it in excruciating slow detail, is with regards to how reactions happen, whether what the requirements are. I'll stop there because that's the next bit coming up. But this is the bit for me that is very me and you. This is both how a little bit more layman's terms it would be described. Something again he didn't do previously. Hold on.
Experiment and ever use them. You can't. Nobody has ever done that. So in all that they say, Miller-Urey made, I don't know, 10 of the 20 amino acids. Yeah, but it also made thousands of other compounds. And so what it would never be useful to you. You need more constrained chemistry. And that means that you could take what you find in a meteorite, and you might find a couple of molecules of something, but those could well have formed randomly just through explosions or something, but they're not useful because we have tools that could detect molecules to nearly just a few molecule level. And these things are mixed in with such mixtures, they are not usable. So we don't know how to get the small molecules. Even if you had the purified small molecules, how do you get them to couple into the larger structure? So amino acids have to couple together to make what are called polypeptides, which make up all of our proteins and most of our enzymes. We don't know how to get those to polymerize and couple because it's something called the delta G. You may remember.
Uh-oh. What was that?
Yeah, he's never used that terminology before. I haven't heard him.
Delta G. And it's not the disco band from the 70s. He forgot to add that, Adam. Delta G.
He can't reference
to polymerize and couple because it's something called the delta G. You may...
Holy shit.
No, I came in speaking before you pressed play. After you said it, blah, 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 Adam. Forget it, just play on.
I'm with you, Brian. I'm definitely with you.
I heard you, Brian.
Polymerize and couple.
He's gonna mute us. He's gonna Fundy mute us.
It's something called the delta G. You may remember those to polymerize and couple because it's something called the delta G. You may remember.
Explain it though. No.
I rest my... Explain what?
The significance of it.
The significance of it is no one says it except me.
Yeah, I tried to tell Nathan that the other day, and he was like, "What are you kidding me? Everybody says it."
No one says that. I mean, I'm not saying that he doesn't know it. And I'm not saying that he doesn't know about alpha amino acids and the importance of them being alphas for life. But no one says it. You get it now, Nathan?
Yes, that's what I was fishing for. Well done.
Yeah. Delta G, and it's not a disco band from the 70s. How many times have you heard me say that through the years?
Many.
Yeah. Who else has said it?
Nobody.
James Tor.
Yeah, Dr. James Tor right there. When I heard that, I was completely... Now, my jaw hit the desk with the alpha amino acids, but that delta G, I was on the floor. I was flabbergasted. I couldn't believe he said that. We have a little listener. Maybe that's a good thing. Adam?
You're a guilty pleasure for a lot of people, I'm in no doubt, QE.
This might be a good thing. Go ahead.
I'll clear the airwaves. Hold on. Go ahead, Brian.
Yep.
Thank you, Nathan. You know he can't ever reference you. Because then he's saying, this person who knows this thing also says this other thing. And we all know what that other thing is. So he can never reference you.
What's that other thing? Archery?
That the Earth is flat, stationary, and closed.
Yeah. Very interesting, Dr. James Thorpe. Now, like I said before, let me stress this. I'm not saying that these gentlemen don't know what delta G is. I'm not saying that. They definitely know what Gibbs free energy is, right? But they don't say it. And they don't say alphas. Because that's in the minutia. It's highly critical and important, but no one states it. That's all I'm saying. I rest my case, Adam.
I hope he is listening. Because we have made a couple of pleas. So, good.
All right, back to regular scheduled programming.
Maybe the Bee Gees.
The Bee Gees with the delta G.
Boney M. I'd go with Boney M because then it's got a single letter in it. Like delta G, Boney M.
No.
Now, QE, if he says down the road that Mae West will be blushing, then I'm done.
The guy who produced Milli Vanilli, also Boney M.
Interesting.
Neil. What are the surnames of the brothers in the Bee Gees?
Gibbs.
Got number one and number two.
Adam, you clever little son of a bitch, you. That was a really good one. Very impressive.
There is nothing to discuss here. Earth is
wrong video.
Flat.
James Thorpe's voice changed.
Oh, the other one on. That was much better.
On video, I wouldn't say that.
Right. We should listen to the handsome sounding gentleman more.
Too funny, man.
The animals are more similar to each other than they are to any of the plants. It's a nested.
Oh, really? Animals are different than plants. That's amazing, Dr. Dan. Then that means they evolved. Yeah. What an ass clown you are.
Hierarchical pattern.
Hierarchical. That's a science
word. And the
word.
important thing with this is that this pattern serves two functions here. One, it's a specific prediction of evolutionary theory.
He needs to, number one, we need to know what evolution theory is first. Number two, I think you need to talk to Carol Ward, the professor of paleoanthropology at University of Missouri, right up the street from me, that told you point blank, you just snatched your own wig off, that evolution is not a process that you can make predictions from, whatever evolution is. You're done.
Right? If everything is...
No, not right. Wrong. You don't know what predictions are either. If we asked him what a scientific prediction was, how much would you bet that he wouldn't know what it was? How much?
Potato.
Potato. I'd bet the farm. I would go all in and bet everything I had that he couldn't tell me. Yeah. Bet you.
Related through a common ancestor at some point.
Say again?
He's half signed up to the 6 points. I think your money would be safe, or your farm.
Thanks.
Billions of years ago, we predict this.
Billions of years ago? So you predict something billions of years ago. That makes perfect sense. Can you scientifically validate these billions of years? Yeah, I know what your problem would be. You don't know what science is. That would be the first hurdle. Yeah, you couldn't negotiate even the first hurdle.
Nested hierarchical pattern of...
Nested hierarchical pattern, that's sciencey.
Similarity. And second, this is explicitly impossible under a separately created paradigm, right? Where each...
Separately created? Which one's that?
Individual, right? You have your forest of life rather than your tree.
I think Dr. Craig Venter said it was a bush.
Of life, each individual kind since creation is evolving on its own. Right?
What's evolving mean? Since creation?
right? So if you look within the mammals, for example, right, you got.
We're back to the mammals, Adam. Who are they? He's eating.
A band from the 70s?
He's eating. No, that's not a disco. That's Delta G. I said mammals. He's eating right now, that little stinker. We busted him.
Sounds like a 60s.
We busted him again. You're not going to divert away from us busting Adam, Brian. Don't even try it.
I admit I've been caught. I've got a little plate of meat and cheese. Very hot. Didn't want a big tea.
What are mammals?
Told you, little furry things. They're like those labubus that are around everywhere.
For many kinds you have within the mammals, you're going to get a nested hierarchy within each
Oh my God.
kind because they share a real evolutionary history in the.
What's evolution? And how do they share it once you get done defining it?
Created model. You're right. They get off the ark.
There are no models. That's not a model.
And then everyone's descended from that. There's a real evolutionary history there.
There's no evolutionary history because evolutionary is not defined or scientifically validated. Not only scientifically validated, there is no science whatsoever to it.
But across the dogs and the cats and the bears and the seals and the whales, there's.
What about the why do you leave out the beavers? He's an anti-beaverite.
Yeah, but
no shared history.
Hard to explain that tale, isn't it?
Platypus.
So the variation that's going to accumulate in those different lineages is uncorrelated with each other.
Jesus.
Dan is basically repeating kind of what...
Dan is, you should have stayed retarded and then ended it right here, period, ended the whole video.
We've been going through here, and that he's saying that when I look at modern life and we look at the DNA structure, even the morphology of modern life, there's a whole lot of correlations.
Morphology? What's that? Why don't you explain these things to your audience? They're clueless.
Structure that forms, you could say, a hierarchical structure.
Oh boy.
And that's,
he got him saying hierarchical structure. My God.
Super strong evidence for the tree of life. But I think that's only the case if you make assumptions about the initial conditions here. And you're saying, what would a designer have started off with here? And that's how you end up with this. It's a straw man argument to knock this model out of the picture.
This isn't a model. You sacrificed your less than 5th grade general science acumen every time you say model, and every time they say it, you're dumping burning hot coals on your own head, and you're absolutely unaware of it.
And then you're left with this model.
Says it again.
Now,
calls a friggin' 2nd grade retard drawing a model. Unbelievable.
You might say, okay, what are we going to do then? How can we...
We might say that you're enabling these idiots, and you yourself in this topic are abject moron. You don't know what you're talking about.
Do a better job of comparing this model to this model.
There he goes again.
And I'll show you right here how you do that.
Okay, show us how you do that.
This is a paper called The Dependency Graph of Life.
Oh boy.
And this needs a little explanation here. So when I go back to the Forest of Life model, I'm a designer.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Adams, we're moaning. Damn, it's almost
giving me indigestion.
Keep talking,
I'm trying
Adam.
to have a nice charcuterie board here. And
hey, keep talking. Keep talking for a couple minutes.
I can't. I need to go and get beer to numb the pain.
Well, just say something to Brian.
See,
Are you joking me?
Not you. Right. I've got to be honest here. This is where a model applies to me. Yeah. Where it's just a conceptual idea, something you can't demonstrate, just an idea that you can't show in reality. I have models of monsters and stuff like, you know, I paint. It's just stuff that's not real, but you use, he likes to call it, whether you use a poster like this, a picture, to articulate the conceptual idea that you can't actually demonstrate in reality, kind of what a model is here, to me. If you invoke the term just model, they're not putting science in front of it. It's just a way of getting over an idea. I said, like my Warhammer figures. He hasn't really got a battle power of 5 and an evil spirit flowing through it. It's just a little model to give you an idea of something that's not actually real. To give you help you in a conceptualization of something, whether that is fantasy or stuff that you can't prove.
Of products.
If you evacuate.
And I know a lot of people who've
come back. Did you think the video just started playing by itself?
Oh no, I want to touch your point. Like here, I don't mind him use it. If he wants to call that his little silly model, that's where model applies to me. Fantasyland. But it's not based in reality, and it's done because you can't show it in reality. It's like a ball.
Design products. And I'd say everyone who designs a product, they start with the predecessor product and they make modifications or make some additions, some innovation to it. You almost never start with a clean slate. You don't want to reinvent the wheel. You start with what you had before and you
earthquake going on over here with Rob.
You make it a little bit better. That's how designers work. So in this paper, they're taking a formalization that comes out of the world of software engineering. So in software engineering, you have a new project. And what you do in starting a new project is you go to a software library that's well established. It has all these modules in it that are used to do things.
Oh, God.
So you start your...
I know, but I'm doing Archie Bunker right here, man. I'm serious. It's really bad. I'm in this situation out here for the YouTube members.
I just stabbed myself in the eye.
Okay, I think we ought to end this one because I
think so.
Yeah, you think so?
I think it's just this is just terrible, man.
Yeah,
this is fighting statistics with statistics.
Yeah, this is really bad. And I'm not going
to.
No.
Yeah, we're all going home. We can't take it anymore.
Is the show over?
Yeah. I didn't know. You said, we're going to end this one. We're going to go, what?
I think I got another one, man.
Put Oakley back on.
Why? Why? Hello? Why?
I want to hear the rest of it.
Oh, now everyone's going to talk at once. All right. Let's see. Because, I think Getsick, the modern ape, responded to this, by the way.
Yeah, they did. It was so funny because I don't want to give it away. Never mind.
What the hell? Yeah, I did. Are you Getsick Gibbon?
I didn't say I did. I said they did. I watched it.
Oh, did you watch her response?
I couldn't finish it. It was a nightmare.
Was it really? Well, thanks. We're getting ready to pull that up.
There is one part of it that you'll probably be like, that's what we said.
All right.
Don't disappoint us again.
That is 50%.
No promises.
All right, let's get this over here. Put it on mute because it's got the friggin' ads in it.
I'm making squash casserole right now, and it's looking good so far.
The hell would do that? No, we're buffering. Friggin' do that. Stop it. All right.
Hello, my gentle, and of course, very modern apes.
What an ass clown. I give you modern apes.
I got a mic stand, and also...
And we're damn proud of you. Bet you couldn't do that by yourself.
I'm beefing with James Tour. Maybe beefing with is a strong word. I am having an exchange of video disagreements with...
Disagreements? We already know it's not science then. Because that's subjective. Disagreements are subjective. Natural science and the scientific method is purely objective. There are no debates. There's no agree, disagree. There's not talking about our feelings, right? So we know this is a dog and pony show right now.
James Tour and also his friend Rob Stadler, who's coming onto his channel and talking about creationism a lot. Okay.
You're a creationist. You're just too stupid to realize it.
Okay, some background, because you might not know what I'm talking about. My name is Gutsick Gibbon. I'm Erica, and on this channel, I talk a lot about biological anthropology, so...
Biological anthropology? That's definitely not science.
Human evolution and...
Human evolution? What's evolution? I'll bet she won't define that, monkey. How much you want to bet? We taking some wagers in here? All in. She doesn't define it. Yeah, you're quite wise.
And I debunk a lot of pseudoscience.
You couldn't debunk a soup sandwich.
What the hell is going off? I ran for a beer, I come back and you put a 2.5 hour video of Planet the H5.
No, we're not we're not going 2.5 hours, dude. That ain't happening.
And that pseudoscience is almost always creationism. But
pseudoscience is almost always creationism. So are you saying that the second law of thermodynamics and quantum mechanics is... She just said the laws of thermodynamics and all of quantum mechanics is pseudoscience. This numpty dipshit right here. She just said that. She doesn't realize it because she's a moron.
Or she's saying that people prove, their religions with the scientific, which she now can debunk.
Are you in a glue factory?
Is it really windy? Too windy?
He knows that you left right after he asked you that last time.
Oh boy.
Seriously, is it too windy or?
No, it's not too windy. You're okay. We good with the too windy stuff?
sometimes it's also race realists.
Haters have been in a bomb shelter for the last several years. They have been under witness protection. My haters are not, they're not winning. They're not profiting.
A couple of weeks ago, I made a video criticizing James Tour. James Tour is a synthetic chemist, and you...
This is like Elmer Fudd criticizing what would be a good person. You know what I mean. General Patton.
Usually,
Werner von Braun.
What's going on out there?
I went with Werner von Braun.
Werner von Braun. Good.
Talks about why he thinks abiogenesis is impossible. He's a creationist, and
it's not impossible. Then show.
Oh.
Show life from non-life. That's all. That's the only thing you can do. That's it. Or it's impossible. So show. Let's see if she shows life from non-life.
then he's quite clear on that. He's made a lot of content about
I guess not.
Why he thinks the origin of life is basically clueless as a field, and I disagree with that.
Can't disagree. It's not an agree-disagree thing. And they're clueless. the grand poobah of Origin of Life Research, Dr. Leslie Orgel, right before he died, stated that you would have to come up with pigs flying hypothetical chemistry. Ooh, baby. Do I need to go find that? I'm going to have to here in a minute.
But I tend to stay out of the abiogenesis.
What?
What did you say?
Shut up.
What? I didn't hear it.
I'll tell you what. I'm going to have to mute him.
This conversation because I'm not an Origin of Life researcher, and my biochemistry stopped many, many years.
Your biochemistry never began, love. Your biochemistry. That's my kind of party. That's just my game. Bring that weak shit on, meat. An ass clown.
Years ago. So
years ago, it was never, you never had it to begin with.
Made a video on evolution. I was
evolution. What's that?
Intrigued, enraptured, one might say.
Oh my God, she said enraptured again. All right, so I'm gonna enrapture myself in some chow. What do you guys think about that?
You can talk now, Neil. You can talk now.
You can talk now, Neil.
That's a Delta G, that word.
That makes perfect sense. All right, the butter's not.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Brian.
You have to go talk about butter.
You have to talk about butter, Brian, because it's not melted yet. It's causing me a lot of problems.
I just melted butter. That's funny.
So I've got that Archie Bunker picture.
Say it's James Tour, so I decided to have.
No, I left this go for like 5 minutes. Not a friggin' word.
This is the best time of year for not having to worry about your butter melting.
If you would stop talking, QE, then you wouldn't interrupt anybody.
Exactly, Neil.
Oh, burn. And we don't want to hear the food in your mouth anyways.
Well, Adam, see, in America, we have air conditioning, right? So, if you go to melt butter on something, even when you cook it in air conditioning, it still takes a couple moments.
In America, you have butter dishes.
I do.
Do you keep them in the fridge or out of the fridge?
Out of the fridge.
Okay. So you don't have a problem, do you?
Intrigued, enraptured, one might say. It's James Tour, so I decided to have two guests on my show. I invited Dan Sturden-Cardinal of Creation Myths. He's a friend of the channel.
Yeah, he's a moron.
And I invited Dave Farina of...
Rima, wait. Why would you invite him?
In case they get hungry.
He's an expert on something. When you said to Eli earlier, are you in a glue factory? I wasn't near the phone. But if I was, what I would have said is, no, but he does hang around Discord.
Fair enough.
Professor Dave, who's also a friend of the channel, and we decided to do...
Is he friends with the channel? Is he an actual professor?
A little peanut gallery commentary on Rob Stadler and James Tour's coverage of evolution. I realize I just called this a show. I don't know that this is a show. If this was a show, I think I would have my audio figured out a little bit better.
You would also find that upper lip somewhere.
Instead of being a goober in my office with...
Oh, you're a goober, all right.
...foam taped to the walls. Just doing my best and failing. AI could never replicate this
great quote.
lack of...
Comes from The Rock. It involves me swearing. Are we far enough into the show for me to swear?
Yeah.
Oh, please, just do something.
Does it involve swearing?
Where?
Yeah, it does. Okay. From The Rock, it's Sean Connery, and he's talking to Nicolas Cage, who's whining like a little bitch.
Yeah.
A bit like this chick. And he whines and says, "I'm doing my best." And Sean Connery says, "Your best? Losers always whine about their best. Winners go home and fuck the prom queen."
Thanks a lot, man.
I don't know if that was really relevant there, Nathan. I think that was more of a personally you wanted to say that rather than it was really fitting at the time. But I'm sure QE will be okay with it.
That was terrible.
As he's temporary legal advisor, I can kind of say he will be okay.
That was terrible. Although I like that movie and I know that specific part.
Of production value. Anyways, Rob Stadler and James Tour got a lot wrong when they decided to talk about evolution. Me
talk about evolution? What's that?
and a couple of my buddies decided to cover it.
Again?
When she breaks out this, they've got stuff wrong. It's like We Face, where it's almost an invite to flip the burden immediately. They've got stuff wrong. No. There's a standard. You need to prove what you've got to say right, not start critiquing your opponent for how they've got it wrong. It's a bit like the flat earthers have got it wrong about Earth curve. See what I mean?
Yes. You think she's going to do that?
Negative.
I just want to say that was relevant there, what Nathan said. That said there was a relevant piece, Nathan. Yeah.
He's back with us? All right.
And then they responded. And the way that I found out that they responded was not because anybody told me or because it showed up on my feed. No, it was the cavalry of James Tour acolytes flooding my comment section that revealed to me that I had been busted by Dr. Tour. Sorry about my voice, by the way. I was being very loud this past weekend.
Oh, brother.
Were the obvious, totally normal, and not at all unhinged, all caps comments like this one by the illustrious.
When she said she was being very loud, does that mean she's doing a lot of goo 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 kind of monkey sounds?
No, she was probably protesting some libtard whatever.
I'm gonna go with the monkey sounds.
That guy Buster, who says Erica was exposed as being clueless, dishonest, and spreading disinformation. This video is very embarrassing, and the video Tour made absolutely destroyed her nonsense. If she tries to debate him, it will be the end of her career on YouTube.
That's an absolute fact. I'll guarantee it.
Could you play that again, Nathan? Sorry, QB.
Yeah.
Something funny I saw there, if you don't mind.
No, let's go full tenor. There you go.
Disinformation. This video is very embarrassing, and the video Tour made absolutely destroyed her nonsense. If she tries to debate him, it will be the end of her career on YouTube. At first, I was really...
Yeah, I wonder who chose that. Because they're trying to promote a small little curve to the horizon. Just want to point that out there. Yeah, that's very... I never saw that in my life ever, and I've seen the horizon day after day for the past week. No curve to it. I don't know why someone has a little curve on the horizon there. It's like as if someone called Dave maybe was involved in this, or maybe James Tour, because he's an idiot as well.
Looks like well, if there were any curves in this, then it wouldn't be a horizon.
She tries to debate him, it will be the end.
Yeah.
Of her career on YouTube. At first, I was really excited because I was like, oh wow, James Tour responded, and evidently he's like debunking me. So he must be responding to the video, right? He must be debunking evolution because it'd be...
Evolution? What's that?
Weird if he was trying to debunk anything else, since I didn't talk about anything else in that video, and since I don't talk about abiogenesis very often. In fact, the last time I talked about abiogenesis with any depth would have been, gosh, almost half a decade ago. So he's talking about the video.
What's that?
We've seen this before. Or
No, we haven't.
Is it the James Tour review video that put it at the beginning? We have seen this before.
Yeah, she just put this out. We can't have seen it before. 2 weeks ago.
We did see that part before, QE.
I've seen that before. That's part of the James Tour rebuttal video. So this is what we were watching, what we gave up on, is what he was rebutting. This.
I don't know what you're talking about, dude.
He has to be. My hopes and excitement were quickly dashed as I proceeded to read the new comments from the James Tour Brigade, like talking about the chirality problem, the origin of life generally, debating James, not really anything about evolution. That got me worried because the only
What's that?
only thing I said in that video with any relation to abiogenesis was that I didn't agree with James Tour that we're clueless with regard to the origin of life as a field. So it was a little weird to me to see all of these comments about the origin of life. I'm thinking it's time to check out this video and see what Dr. Tour is saying. The title of this video did not inspire confidence, as it was titled A Thoughtful Response to Gutsy Gibbons' Commentary on Evolution and the Origin of Life.
I was genuinely confused.
Well, I don't doubt that.
Yeah.
At least he's got an upper lip.
Definitely seen this.
Is that the start of this person's video, or has she just cut to that? Because if she has, I'll give it.
He cut to it.
Well, then she gets props.
She gets props.
Yeah, that was hilarious. All in the timing. Humor's hard. To cut that, get that humorous effect. He deserves props. She's edited it in this way. Kudos to her.
Kudos.
Yeah.
Nah, she's jealous of that upper lip.
I can agree. It's good editing because it's the second time I've seen it.
Well, according to Hanoi Jaren, that's research.
Well, yeah. No, I didn't mean by just blinking. I meant this is definitely what we've watched. This clip with her, I remember as well.
Yeah, I made the same joke about the lip too. That's how I remember.
Oh, yeah. We got. I think it was a couple minutes in between the book thing. I pulled it up. That's what you're talking about.
I was genuinely confused. What are you talking about?
And more regrettably, the thumbnail was cringe. Now, if you watched that video, you tell me, did I seem really triggered to you? Did I seem just really mad? And
who gives a shit? You're a dumbass cracker. You don't know what natural science is. You're a glue sniffer. My cat could destroy you while he's sleeping. He's more intellectual than you are.
I'm crushing up crackers right now. How funny.
Angry, like I wanted to beat James Tour up or something like that. I'd say there are some creationist arguments that trigger me.
Creationist arguments that trigger you? You're a creationist, you dumbass cracker. Wow.
To you soon, Dr. Luskin, but abiogenesis is not one of them. I actually don't care about it, like, really at all. That's why I don't talk about it very much on my channel, in addition to, you know, not...
Why wouldn't you talk about it? Isn't that evolution? Isn't abiogenesis evolution? Anyone?
According to you now it is. Isn't that not what you're saying right now? Are you not making that claim right now?
I'm not making a claim. I'm asking her, is evolution abiogenesis or not? She's gonna have some problems.
Well, what does she talk about on her channel?
I don't know.
Something monkey related for sure.
Definitely. So, would it be here? I wonder if I would have put that in here. This is what makes it. I should have had this ready, but I didn't know she was going to say that. If I did, I forgot. Oh, probably not. All right. Let's do it this way. I spelled it wrong. Good job, John Kirkut.
Say something, Adam.
He won't. He's the host of this show. Yeah, he's eating. Slope of dope. Come on, give it to me.
Nathan, do you think that an evolutionist coward would be an easier coward getting our souls off, just say, than a normal coward who's not an evolutionist?
You're saying, would it be easier to pull an evolutionist than a churchgoer? Is that what you're asking?
Well, it's more, would it be easier to get her into bed?
What the hell is going on out there?
I don't know what's happening here.
Well, if she really believes she's a monkey,
This is,
well, if she really
I
believes
give
she's a
Brian
monkey,
props, right? Off air, I pointed out a question that I ask myself sometimes when we're dealing with these things, and it was far more crude. Brian's managed to dilute that down into a far less crude question. Which girls are easier, evolutionists or Christians?
well, if she believes he's a monkey, then then there might be she may not like how you look or something. But other than that, she has no reason not to do it.
Thanks. I want to go into the absolute minutia detail of your question. All right. So no,
I'm thinking about her position. Like if you really believe that you're just a monkey,
he's going to do it anyway.
And, all right. We'll talk later.
Her position would be doggy style.
Exactly, Neil. That's what I wanted to know.
You're supposed to leave people entendres subtle and inferred. You're not supposed to voice them like that. Bloody hell, Neil.
Yeah, Adam, you got your chance to talk and you wouldn't. So now, forget it.
I've finished my cherries, which...
Oh, my God.
Cherries?
Let's hear what Adam has to say about it.
Well, when you said what the position was, I wondered whether monkeys did it face-to-face or just...
But she can't have any standards.
Yeah.
She thinks she's a monkey.
or
so even if you look like a gorilla. Go on, sorry.
I wonder whether they did it face-to-face or dorsoventral.
All right.
Shut up. My point is.
Shut up.
Yeah, listen to the point.
Shut up.
Not
no,
one
there
of
is
them.
a point. I haven't finished.
Oh my
the reason
God.
I didn't just pull that question randomly. Yeah, but if she thinks she's monkeys and you're trying to get her into bed, maybe suggesting it dorsoventral might be a better inducement. Monkey style.
Are you done?
I think so.
Monkey style.
To you soon, Dr. Luskin, but abiogenesis is not one of them. I actually don't care about it, really at all. That's why I don't talk about it very much on my channel, in addition to, not being an origin of life researcher or anywhere near one. There's a perfect storm of bad signs here. We have signals that this video is not going to be covering.
Wait a second. I think I missed it. Hold on. There we go again.
But abiogenesis is not one of them. I actually don't care.
I think it's back. All right, here we go.
Or something like that. I'd say there are some creationist arguments that trigger me. We'll get to you soon, Dr.
Shut up.
Luskin. But abiogenesis is not one of them. I actually don't care about it.
You don't care about it, but you talk about evolution. Isn't, and then hence my question, isn't evolution abiogenesis? From Theodosius Dobzhansky, geneticist and evolutionary biologist. And Kirkut just below it. From Dobzhansky, Changing Man, Science, the most prestigious journal, quote unquote, science journal in the world at this point in 1967, by the way. From January 26, 1967, evolution comprises all the stages of the development of the universe, the cosmic, biological, and human or cultural developments. Attempts to restrict the concept of evolution to biology are gratuitous. Life is a product of inorganic nature, and man is the product of the evolution of life. You see this? Abiogenesis, ladies and gentlemen. Abiogenesis. Kirkut's going to tell you. Defined by the evolutionist Kirkut, 1960. The general theory of evolution, the theory that all living forms in the world have arisen from a single source, which itself came from an inorganic form. That's abiogenesis, ladies and gentlemen. Now, why is her two high priests? I mean, you're not getting any higher than Theodosius Dobzhansky. It's not going to happen. Where'd he go? Where the hell did he go? You fuck.
It's going to be one of those shows. Just accept it.
Where'd he go?
Should we have a little chit chat? Somebody else?
No.
Irish girls easier than English.
There he is, you punk ass. Theodosius Dobzhansky, geneticist and evolutionary biologist. He is the father of modern evolution theory. He's the father of it. You can't get any higher than him.
I'd point out there, though, even he's not getting his own dirt in his claim.
Yes, you could point that out. But she's not following her high priest. Why is that? Kirkut's way up there, too. You're not getting any higher than Dobzhansky in evolution. Whatever that is. Not higher than this gentleman right here. No way. Not a chance. The only person that would be higher would be Darwin himself. So what the hell are you talking about, love? You ass clown.
Like, really at all. That's why I don't talk about it very much on my channel.
Well, because you're a moron.
In addition to, you know, not being an origin of life researcher or
we definitely know that.
Anywhere near one. It's a perfect storm of bad.
You're not a researcher to begin with.
Signs here. We have signals that
you don't know what science is, love. You would fail, literally, 5th grade intro to general science.
This video is not going to be covering the topic it's supposed to be responding to. We got a goofy title that is 50% about not what it's supposed to be responding to, and we got a thumbnail that is embarrassing.
That's all you got?
Let's dive in. Hello and welcome, my gentle and of course very modern apes.
There was a rebuttal to one video that I did.
There you go, Nathan. Have you like this one? If he's still with us.
Yeah.
The scientific approach to evolution. Well, thank you.
Did recently. Two biologists and a YouTuber felt.
Two biologists and a YouTuber.
That there were some things that were said that were incorrect.
We're starting off really strong with the editor doing that thing that I hate, where they have a trailer for the video before the video. On the positive side, they are playing
Deuce 7 offsuit. All her horse shit right here is Deuce 7 offsuit.
It is Deuce 7 offshoot. You're right. She's got an offsuit. She's got nothing to offer in this regard.
Nope.
However, what she's offering as a segue non sequitur is actually incorrect also. So to present the video, the Dumbos, in a short form format so that they don't tune out instantly having not got the punchline, right, is just standard format YouTubing, because people have got short attention spans. You want them to be hooked into finding where you've buried the punchline later on in the video, and if you don't do it in that way, they won't watch. So even non sequiturs, and what did you call them? Red herring. What did you call this?
Deuce 7
offsuit. Yeah, even they are slightly off kilter. So just wanted to add that.
Yeah, no, you're correct.
Jungle music, which matches the ape theme that I embody. So I do like that.
She embodies the ape theme, ladies and gentlemen.
What she's trying to say is she's a little bit hairy.
She just made a denying the sleeping warrior fallacy. To say what she said, people don't like, is to deny that the way you should tell people is to tell them what you're going to tell them, and then tell them what you've just told them. How people like information.
Of course, it wouldn't be a James Tour video if it didn't involve.
See, that's another example. See, QE gets extra. He didn't like that I gave her props for her editing, so he did it live and on the fly to get the same laugh. Props to QE.
Some kind of intended dig at Dave Farina, which is funny to me, I guess.
What? You guess? It's either funny or it's not. What's funny?
But one thing that I think is really interesting is the very first shot, where it's a clip from my video with the date. I don't normally use dates on my clips, but maybe this is just this editor's style. Maybe they.
This reminds me of a scene from the It Crowd, where it's got, is it Blenheim? And it starts by a picture of him in his office, and it zooms out to show that it's a picture of him in his office, with him standing next to a picture of him in his office, and a picture of him in his office behind him.
I
like to let you know.
This is the epitome of stupidity, because what she's done, she's Googled a reaction video, a criticism video. And what she's actually doing quite well, outside of any of the subject matter, is critiquing the video. I wouldn't put dates there. I don't do that in my video. Yeah. I think she's missed the point of her critique. To do what he's saying, not where he places fonts.
Are you saying she's lost the plot?
Saying I don't think she knows what she's actually doing. Like I say, this is her critique video, and she's critiquing the video by going into editing and font placement, use of dates.
I don't usually use the color yellow.
When a clip took place. Maybe that's.
I always make sure I get a monkey skull in my videos. I don't know why he's not put a monkey skull in his video.
She got really upset.
But one video topic that enraptures me like no other is.
There's that word again.
When pseudoscientists are talking
like you
about
I wouldn't agree
things
with him.
that they
seem really upset. He seems on a scale of animation from 1 to 10. I mean, level 3 tops, maybe level 2.
have no business talking about.
Like you.
I think that if you think that's me being upset, you've never seen any of my content ever, and maybe you've never even seen like.
Oh, we've seen some of your content, Tunguska, Tessie.
I agree with that. I just want to echo a sentiment. Yeah, if you think that's upset, imagine you when menstruating. Far worse.
A joke ever. I don't know. I also have a sneaking suspicion that the editor, who's responsible for most of these clip inserts, not James Tour specifically, doesn't know what the word enraptures means.
Get in again.
You gonna define that right after enraptures? Can you define evolution for everyone?
But more on that later.
Their focus.
She won't even define that.
Really is not on obtaining truth. It's more focused on being spiteful.
He will be eviscerated. So Dr. Rob Stadler is a young Earth creationist, so I think that that's a little bit of projection, but also that clip, he will be eviscerated, is being taken out of context, in my opinion. Here's it in context that I think gives you a little bit more background of what I'm trying to say. He has really been doing much of the legwork with this abiogenesis stuff, and that's the bulk of what James Tour has been railing against. But I think that he will find that if he broadens his horizon a little bit and starts talking more about his skepticism towards evolution, that he won't just be
evolution skepticism to what? What's that? How can you be a skeptic about something that's not defined? And there's definitely no scientific theory for it.
Busted up by Professor Dave and the experts that he calls in. He will be...
Dave couldn't bust up a wet paper towel roll.
Eviscerated by a...
Say again?
I'm going to steal that straight off you. How can you be a skeptic to something that hasn't been shown to be real?
Yep.
Applies directly to Earth curve.
Yep.
For our so-called flat Earth brethren. How can you be skeptical of Earth curve when it's never been measured?
Yep. Yes, sir.
Dave and the experts that he calls in. He will be eviscerated by a dozen people, each themselves experts in the fields that they talk about. But
like what?
That added nothing. That added nothing. It changed nothing. The context didn't change at all.
Yep.
Stupid girl.
Yeah, she's a moron.
I also all the time here on YouTube say that I'm going to bust somebody to smithereens, or that I'm going to clobber them, or that an argument's going to be taken behind the barn and shot. I'm hyperbolic.
We're taking you back into the woodshed. Be like a redheaded stepchild.
All the time. That's YouTube language, and I don't think people should take it personally. I certainly
Yeah, don't take it personally, love. You glue sniffing idiot.
don't.
She contested with me when I say that we're...
Nobody, QE couldn't ever accuse you of that. I wouldn't have a problem with it. The issue is, you can say that, but if you're going to then say it, you then need to take them to the woodshed and substantiate it. What we've witnessed before is a complete lack of any validity or dragging to the woodshed.
Right.
Certainly no chopping.
Clueless.
Certainly no what?
Chopping.
Chopping.
If you go into a woodshed, that's what you'd be doing, wouldn't it?
The shed could be made out of wood. You could be doing some metalworking in there.
No, outrageous. Don't take this away from me. When you say woodshed, you're talking about the place that you keep the dried wood for burning, and there's going to be chopping going on in there. Adam's right.
You could do it. It's not exclusively, but yes, it's part of it. Could be.
If it was a shed made of wood, that's a completely different thing.
It's on the origin of life.
I remain wholly unconvinced that the field of origin of life research is completely clueless.
Is that it?
Furthermore, a woodshed might not even be made of wood. Quite likely to be made of metal and brick.
You're going to turn it on me.
True. I still think that.
What is it about origin of life? Maybe you could tell us.
Some amino acids can be found naturally in meteorites.
Really? Alphas? Show me a natural alpha amino acid. What?
Amino acids found in meteorites? Hello? Meteorites? I'm going to need to see the origin of these meteorites.
Yeah.
And then see you pulling amino acids out.
Yeah.
I agree.
Remember, she's Tunguska Tessie.
I almost shot out of my seat. That was the weirdest thing to hear a clip from a video from about 4 years ago of me talking about abiogenesis to a bunch of creationists in a casual context, and to see.
You're a creationist also, love. You're just too stupid to realize it. You're creator's nature, dumbass. Or you're in direct violation of the second law of thermodynamics, which you are anyway.
It alongside of a Twitter post from when I went to the AMNH. Okay, so foreshadowing over, surprise, James Tour has his editor scrape the internet.
Why the hell is she going on about James Tour's editor? Is it because you got Do 7 offsuit?
For, I guess, every time that I've ever talked about abiogenesis, the overwhelming majority.
You mean evolution? According to Theodosius Dobzhansky and Kirkut, like I just showed my audience.
Of which was from 4+ years ago, like right at the beginning when I started here on YouTube, and then he responds to those arguments, sometimes with papers that were.
It's painful.
It's like going to a Palestine rally.
It's going.
It's almost like being asked where the guns are.
Yes, it is like that. Yes.
Those things 4 years ago.
What? Pause. Was like that. Because now, if you know where the guns are.
Yo, brother.
I mean,
in a weird way, this makes sense because I don't think James Tour's editor likes me very much because I.
God, man.
I don't think he likes you
Criticize
either.
their use of these spooky black and white trailers before videos, and they put that.
We're almost 9 minutes into this video, and she's still talking about the editing of James Tor's videos.
Female German.
In this video's like precursor trailer, this video starts off with a black and white teaser. I hate.
Look at this dumbass cow. You don't even realize you're making a horse's ass out of yourself. You're absolutely clueless. You have no feeling for your surroundings whatsoever.
Hate it when they do it, and I hate it even more when James Tor does it, especially because it's got like.
Does his favorite color upset you?
The menacing music in the back. Some of the stuff that he gets incorrect is like easily Googleable.
Now, that's going to be a
Is Googleable a word?
problem.
Nested hierarchical pattern fails
boy,
those 6
word.
criteria.
Were you there? Did you
Right, it's like
see
a binary-
all
Shut up, Dave.
of history?
God.
Is dissolution a word? The point of dissolution? Apparently not.
Dissolution, that's definitely a word.
Not in the sense of optical dissolution.
What are you mumbling about?
He's mumbling about optical dissolution.
I'll pull out of this.
I'm actually.
What are you
world of
doing?
frickin' monkeys.
You friggin' dumbass. What are you
Oh,
doing?
Nathan's shouting about flat Earth measurements for a bit. Just finish that video. She's just doing my head in.
Really? This is
Done with
bad.
it. I'm quite enjoying myself. What's on the shelves behind her?
Monkey skulls.
Monkey skulls.
The only this is how bad this is, right? So monkey skulls. But what's the big one, Nathan?
This one right
Is
here.
it? I'm thinking like little elephant, baby elephant. I think that's a tusk, not a saber-toothed tiger tooth. I think that's a tusk. That big hole is a trunk hole.
A beaver. Maybe a platypus.
Could be a beaver.
We could go back. We could go back and talk about like her being a monkey, and now that should make it easier to.
No, we're not going back to that.
You know.
All right, yeah, let's get off of that. We're done with these idiots. I agree. This is what's left. We want to let her budge.
Well, I want to see the end of it. I don't even know when it was put out.
You ain't watching. You're not keeping up to date on the non-flat Earth debate.
Well, I don't know how to defend that because I don't know when it was put out.
So are we going to start calling this
Now,
board loose?
we're going to assume a flat Earth and use some trigonometry.
No. In order to apply trigonometry to Earth, Earth will be measured flat and is measured flat. This is how Earth can only be measured and only is measured in this way. Flat. It's the only way an angle will be described, a linear distance can be applied, or an elevation from surface level can be depicted in meters in this instance. So there's no assuming Earth is flat. There is only 3 flat Earth measurements. And if you are to in any way infer or suggest that they are not flat Earth, linear miles or kilometers, or suggest or infer that they are not flat Earth elevations off surface level, or infer or suggest that it is not a flat Earth elevation angle with respect to surface level for the angle to be an angle, then you relinquish your utilization of these flat Earth measurements
and they are the only measurements we can and do use.
Pause
The
there.
Earth.
It's one way you could elaborate all day, or I could have elaborated more on that all day. That really is the crux of it. If you suggest that Earth isn't flat, then nobody's doing different measurements to the mountain. Nobody's doing different measurements for miles or kilometers. Nobody's doing different measurements for elevation angles. So you relinquish your use of them if you want to say Earth isn't flat. Like, okay, it's my rock and hard place example. Either get on your knees and acknowledge the Earth that's flat that you require to start this discussion, or you don't use them. It's the case with Toon coming to my comments as we started out this show talking about Toon. Might as well start to round it out on that note as well. Toon's coming to my comments saying, and he does it, it's quite telling when he parrots back what I say. I say Earth is measured flat. He'll put that in quotes, but with misspellings of each of the words. Like, Earth is measured flat. Like, what are you doing? It's just telling that you can't even bear to say it in the context that you've done it. That's to say that if you're referring to McTune, want to suggest or infer that Earth isn't flat, the Earth, that's the surface that you've measured with elevations angles isn't flat, then you relinquish your measurements. Now, you've measured them. I don't care if you use them or not. Either you acknowledge that Earth is measured flat in your measurements, in which case that's the end of the discussion, or you don't. You say, oh, no, Earth ain't flat. Well, then your measurements are useless then. Bye-bye measurements that you were going to be using to prove that there's a sphere-shaped surface. You measured it flat to then prove we're on a sphere-shaped surface. It makes no sense. You're violating the base measurement in the first place. I don't care which one you do. Either accept the flat Earth measurements that we're all measuring, or don't.
Well, they can't use any of these measurements. They can't take angles, and they can't take distances, and they can't do elevations. If you're a globe-tard, you can't use those at all.
So why do they keep using them?
So we got another case of Mao Zedong and soybean futures.
Yes, indeedy.
Yep.
Communism.
Got it.
You can't use our stuff. Indeed. You either get to acknowledge that Earth is flat, because all of these arguments for the last 10 years, I go back, rewind to Isle of Man. And that's not me saying I love man. It's the Isle of Man. In that discussion, we're talking about the physical geometric sphere edge horizon at 1.22 times the square root of the observer's measured height of a flat Earth. So had we have started that discussion by going, okay, so we're going to be measuring a flat Earth then, to infer that we've got a physical geometric, now debunked with the black swan, horizon below surface level that we'll be measuring. So we're going to be measuring surface level to imply this Earth curve. At which point, your opponent, your Earth curve believing opponent, can either get on his knees and acknowledge the surface level that we must measure to make this Earth curve inference, or don't. That's to say, no, I won't accept that we're going to measure surface level. Well, then you don't have an argument. You haven't got a measurement. We haven't got a starting point. Your claimed Earth curve comes with a measurement of a flat Earth. Observer's height in feet off surface level. That's it. That's the first thing you do. It's the only freaking measurement that we're going to take. It revolves around, no pun intended, a surface level measurement. So deny it, it's to say deny that you've got a flat surface level to measure. You deny the base principle of your mathematics.
Yep.
Well, what they do... Sorry, Nathan.
That's it. Done.
Sorry, I thought you were finished with that last statement there. What they do is they measure their vertical elevation above a horizontal plane. Then they refer to a globe Earth mathematics and determine that the horizon is X distance away because they're at that elevation. So they instantly start inferring a globe via pre-assuming a geometric leading globe, a leading geometric globe's edge at a certain distance based off of the geometry of a sphere of 3,959 miles. And that's what they do. And they carry, and then after that, they start, if they have to, with something like a black swan situation, they start inferring 7 over or greater than 7 over 6R. But it all starts with their elevation. So step 1, right, their vertical height above mean sea level, which is a horizontal plane. Step 2, pre-assume, you know what I mean, that the horizon is the leading geometric edge of a globe. Step 3, add in 7 over and or greater than 7 over 6R, because the horizon is not the leading geometric edge of a globe. And step 4, then present it to someone completely ignorant and naive.
Yep.
And ask them how they perceive Earth curve to be correct or incorrect based on there being a flat earther. Let's argue about how Earth curve geometry works. And again, just to round this point out, go back to the Isle of Man discussions and watch us flat earthers argue about where the physical geometric sphere edge horizon, formerly known as Earth curve, should or shouldn't be, rather than pointing out that there's a surface level and parallel eye level that's being measured.
Well, as I was saying to Nathan the other day, I'm trying to get them to measure the angular size of Dale Craig from Southport or even Blackpool. None of them will have that to do with it. Because as soon as they make the measurement, it's over.
It's over. Yep.
Not that it isn't already over.
Welcome to Flat Earth. As soon as they even consider making the measurement, it's over.
It is.
This is how screwed Toon is. Toon's gone out and made the measurement in Antarctica, and the response from me is you measured Earth flat 103 times so far. So what else can I say to him? You've measured Earth flat. So what's Brian doing? Trying to encourage others to go out and do what the Antarctic boys did. That would be measure a flat Earth with angles. Well, they did it in Antarctica, undermining everything they did.
Yep.
Because the only thing they did was measure a flat Earth. That's all they did in Antarctica. The only thing that they've actually got to usefully provide to anybody after the fact are the measurements. And what are they? I mean, they're called experiments. They're not. They're just flat Earth measurements, because all measurements of Earth are flat.
Yep.
But Brian is like, yeah, go to Dale Craig. Let's get some angular sizes. And he has to say it in such a way that doesn't give away the game, that the second, as QE puts it, you even think about measuring that bleeding angle, you're going to measure a flat Earth.
Adam?
I like the end point. I think we have to be conscious of being able to explain how and why we can say for sure and without a doubt that statement isn't true, other than just screaming trigonometry and that foundation. There's so many things we've uncovered on these things, having to deal with supposition, that have got us to be able to make that statement, that we should be able to back it up patiently, from flight data to celestial navigation, all of these things. Why I know, even if it's a short distance line, 50.7 kilometers, it's measured flat. Not that it just is because it's an axiom of a triangle, but how we can demonstrate it in the real world.
Well said.
Measured flat is not a suggestion or an assumption, it is a prerequisite. If it isn't flat, this distance isn't linear and you cannot call it kilometers. If it isn't flat, then you haven't got an upward direction to infer a height with respect to a surface level perpendicular to it.
Superchat!
What the hell are those?
It's been a while. All right, so Retro Bill sent, the only way Dr. Tor would take time out of enrapturing the prom queen is if it were during a smoke break.
Retro Bill. He's always a late arrival, isn't he? It is.
I think it's my fault, actually, because I'm cooking.
Oh, really? He's always coming in late, but better late than never. Thanks a lot, Retrobo. Appreciate it.
And that is how it is measured and described and depicted here. There is no other way to describe, depict, or measure Earth beyond.
Sounds like Ben doesn't know this, does he?
Well, I don't know when the video came out originally, but yeah, if you're going to move past the fact that you've got flat Earth prerequisites and start saying, if I assume Earth's flat and then compare it to how it would look on a ball, later he says, well, the angle's lower. You're like, no, there isn't an angle.
Yep. Fair enough. This isn't that old, son. Because he's talking about the doctor that did this measure. This is not that. It's within the past year.
Isn't this the occulting star?
Yes.
Mountain?
This is the celestial theodolite. That's within the past year. So I asked. So go ahead.
It's a worthy Ben then. So as much as he might not like it, it's like this is where the discussion's at in 2025. Earth's measured flat in all instances, and to have the discussion, you've got to give them 3 flat Earth measurements to even infer. And instead of pointing out that you've got 3 flat Earth measurements, you're saying if I assume Earth's flat. Like, no, you're demeaning the flat Earth prerequisites that are absolutely there and cannot be any other way. If you accept and understand those, you appreciate that there is no argument. And you're helping them by saying, well, if Earth's a ball, the angle's lower. No, it isn't. There isn't one.
There isn't an angle. What is going to happen to ignorant flat earthers when the book starts to marinate?
There'll be normies that know better than they do. There'll be, what's the word when you, impartial normies that don't really care, that read the book and just get it instantly and suddenly can out-debate like dyed-in-the-wood, really keen flat earthers that, you know, think it's the most important thing in the world and the free energy is going to come from it. They'll be getting pummeled by normies who don't care that much.
I can't wait for that day.
Flat.
Normies because they'll have the correct and powerful argument. They won't be dealing with comparing this diagram, this flat Earth measurement, to sticking it and making tangents and comparing double dips and all the stuff we did do back in the day when we didn't have the proper knowledge to make sure we could say we knew for sure and without a doubt that the Earth is flat. In that, we could demonstrate why all these measurements are linear, straight line measurements. That's what the book will empower people with, that knowledge, the good argument, the winning argument, succinct, relevant argument.
We've had to, and that's something that you've, to your credit, added into the book, where maybe I've left it a bit lean in that regard.
No.
The old school arguments. I haven't even said my point yet. No. The old school arguments, having them unpacked in full, is why the book's taken a bit longer. That is to say that as much as we're pointing out that your rank and file flat earthers that have got the old crap arguments might be a bit shocked when normies read it. I was about to say all roads lead to a flat earth, but it's not called that anymore. It's called Welcome to Flat Earth. Nevertheless, when they're having their arguments taken to pieces or overtaken with better arguments, that's not to say that the book doesn't contain plenty of unpacking of the old school version of things. The journey, or the skeleton of the book, has taken form from housekeeping. That is to say, all of the whys and wherefores of what got us to the point where we can so succinctly describe the Earth being measured flat still requires the exemplary knowledge of unpacking the beast of nonsense argumentation. So that is still contained within the book. It has been unpacked. That is to say that if you are a 10-year veteran in flat Earth and still talking about if Earth was a sphere and how we see too far, you'll still have all of those myths and feast of nonsense arguments unpacked for you to deprogram you out of that. So it's still going to be useful. And it also serves, if you imagine the book being read in 100 years from now, and maybe heliocentrism's been disbanded. You still want to know how that history of people being indoctrinated into the heliocentric belief and how it was argued in the contrapositive by flat earthers back in 500 years previous, and how that can all make sense to be a belief to have in the first place. That is to say, to believe you're on a ball might seem comical in 100 years from now when someone's reading the book. It has to be sort of documented in a way that people can unpack it or understand why people would believe such a crazy notion of being on a ball when it's all measured flat. So it's very comprehensive. There's no doubt about it. The book, that is. Earth is flat.
Peak has an elevation 2,226 meters or 7,303 feet higher than Dr. Heffron's location. Inputted the distance and Pikes Peak elevation, and you get an angle of 2.514 degrees.
Again, I've already preemptively summarized the flat Earth elevation angle only capable of a degree description with respect to a flat Earth that has been measured.
Or 2 degrees, 30 minutes, 50 seconds. Dr. Heffron calculated 2 degrees, 31 minutes. So they are...
He calculated a measurement. How do you do that? Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, I addressed this video myself a while back because I was going to do something similar before this video came out. But once this video came out, what I wanted to do, I had to wait a week or two because I think it was because there was too much emphasis on this video. And what I did is that what I was going to do before this video came out was I used Mount Everest. And from the Kathmandu Valley, I think it is, from about 100 miles away, I showed that there was people who measured the height of Mount Everest, the angular height from that elevation. And I went through all the details of how they did what they did. And the main measurements, a borer came at me with this. I don't know how this is supposed to help them, that the main measurements came from 150 miles away, not 100 miles away. Now, it makes no difference to me whether it's 150 miles away, 50 miles away, or 100 miles away. It makes no difference. What they did meant that the Kathmandu Valley, they had to take the elevation of that and subtract that elevation from the full elevation of Mount Everest. And then whatever angular size that they get to Mount Everest of Mount Everest from Kathmandu Valley 100 miles away, that must and will always match the remainder of the elevation of Mount Everest above Kathmandu Valley. Like, that means that both zeniths are parallel verticals, and they're dealing with two parallel horizontal planes. The one they're going to use for the angular size measurement from Kathmandu Valley, and the other one that it's parallel to, which is mean sea level. Now, that's all that needed to be done. What this guy did went off into nonsense about an angle to a star that he got wrong, and all this other stuff, and refraction that doesn't exist, single medium non-refraction that has nothing to do with anything. You know what I mean? It's like, why go into all that complete and utter rubbish? You don't need to go into all that. Stick to what is real, please. But no, they have to go off into the weeds.
You indicting other people going off into the weeds is something else. What was the height of Kathmandu? What was the elevation of Kathmandu Valley?
By memory, I think it was 3,000 feet or something like that.
Welcome to Flat Earth. You get me?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything. If I make a video saying the height of Kathmandu Valley is 3,000 feet, right, the elevation of Kathmandu Valley is 3,000 feet, and just go, good night, right? That's grand for people who really understand.
You're guilty.
Alternatively, Brian, but we'll say the same thing in 5 years from now when we're like, so you're saying I could just make a video where I say the distance was 100 miles. Good night.
Yeah, that's okay for those who understand. For those who don't understand and get the implications, that's not going to work. So I'm fully aware that I could make that video and send it to you, QE, right? And it would be 20 seconds long or less. And you go, yeah, no bother there. I said that to anyone else, and they're go, what is this guy on about? You must explain these things out to people.
What's the height of Mount Everest?
5.5 miles.
Welcome to Flat Earth.
You see? And
yes, I'm aware of that.
You can say that and bore the man in the pub for 3 hours as he questions you on it. What's important is to make sure that you can say that for sure and without a doubt. Not that you can just say it. It's not a rebuttal in of itself to me. You've got to be very careful that you can back it up.
Exactly, Adam. You have to be able to prove your point and know what you're talking about. Because somebody could just take that and throw it out there at random and they'd not be able to support it. Because they don't know how to support it. Not that it can't be supported. And Flat Earth is full of those people.
Yeah. Yeah. Look in the mirror.
Pretty close.
You don't calculate these degrees.
You know what you need for this sort of thing? A book that's probably like $39.59 would be like an ultimate reference guide to these sorts of things.
Not if it was written by QE, to be like 1 page, and most of that would be about him, and then there'd be something about Kathmandu Valley is 3,000 feet.
No, you know what it would be?
Welcome to Flat Earth.
No, it wouldn't be that. It would be 1 page, just with a diagram, right?
I know what's coming. It's going to be the improbable space magnifying glasses.
It'll be
there, look, there they are, look.
It'll be just that, Brian.
I would have gone with triangle, but okay. You can explain that to them, yeah.
But this doesn't need any explanation. That's the beauty of it. Yeah.
Best of luck with that one.
Yes, sir. Might as well get it ready since I'm here.
If you're talking about mountains in the distance with respect to their elevation angle, this is only ever a measurement like depicted here. This is an elevation angle measurement. Preceding this was him saying that it was a calculation from the Glober.
Yep.
Like QE had just said, well, no. You're not going to be calculating a measurement. You measure a measurement.
Exactly.
So when someone suggests that they've calculated this...
Just on that, there is the measurement, and that's what they go and do to confirm the calculation. This is... I kind of like it because all of it, the prerequisite is to use the GP of a star and therefore the known distance to the GP of the star and the intercept point of the known height of the mountain to see if it plays out, so that the known height of the mountain is, according to the trigonometry, at the right angle and the distance that would match for the GP of the star calculation. So it's quite eloquent and well thought through. What you should always be doing is what Nathan's putting out is in all of that, look at what the prerequisites are for that elegant calculation that you can then prove in real life. It's a flat earth. And this is where it's good, not over 50.7 kilometers, which is just how far his back garden is to the mountain range, but to the GP of the star, which will be a considerable larger distance if it's got such a low elevation angle.
Well, Adam, I'd like to know. I'd like to know how much over 6R did they require for angular size measurements to always be horizontally, always have a horizontal baseline, and always work in reality.
That's really
to match the actual size. Go on.
Rufio 6. Rufio 6.
Yeah.
you'll measure angle representations by measuring the angle. It can only be done one way, and that's by measuring it. With respect to the flat Earth linear distance in kilometres and elevation angle only capable of acquisition from a flat surface level.
Seconds. Dr. Heffron calculated 2 degrees, 31.
No, he didn't.
That's what Nathan said there is crucial, yeah? That surface area is exactly what was. None of this stuff that he's not gone into the detail. Show the detail, because all of it shows how all of the calculation is flat. Yeah, not just that 50 that they could ignore because that's locally flat. Yeah, the whole calculation, from what I've seen, is quite clever. It's based on a GP of a star that's going to be quartered by the top of the mountain. Do you get me? So that whole distance to the GP of the star is flat to make this calculation. That's what you should be shouting about here, not just the 50 kilometers.
Oh, really? Not just that. So you want to go into details that are more or less superfluous to the point.
No. Well, this would be the point of difference then, wouldn't it? I'm saying don't shout about a triangle just because it's 50 kilometers. Show the triangle that's 2,000 kilometers, right? Demonstrate to them how it is all flat. Not just allow them and their cog disc to go, oh, it's just locally flat. It makes the ball's so big, it makes no difference. In that diagram, like your standard normie can mitigate that away. That's not powerful to me. Yeah. If I'm investigating it now, you might want to end with the strap line, all of it is flat, but that doesn't solve the mind of the normie and the question that's at hand.
Yes, it does.
If you do go all the way and outlay it properly, it's a really powerful thing to extrapolate that baseline to the GP of the star and show that that's all flat.
Yeah, could be. Or I could just say the mountain's 2,226 meters. Welcome to Flat Earth.
Is that above Kathmandu?
Well, the thing about it is that
Thing about it is, you got somebody acquiescing there, Adam. Brian, he's come in here to save you because that's that's what it is. You two guys are bedfellows. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we are in a bed of detail.
Yeah, I understand Adam's point.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah. But my point on it would be, how do you have parallel verticals that are 90 degrees to a horizontal?
That's amazing. That's superfluous. How do you have the 2,226 meters? How you got that?
That would be a height of one of the verticals. That'd be a vertical height.
Yeah, that's a vertical height above what?
A horizontal plane. I just said
welcome to Flat Earth.
Maybe you try listening.
Welcome to Flat Earth.
Everyone's correct, but Adam's slightly more correct because he's saying you can make this bigger. You can make the scale.
That's what she said.
Unfathomably large. There's no dispute about it. And I think that's good. I think he's right.
He's wrong.
From a flat surface level.
Seconds. Dr. Heffron calculated 2.
No, he didn't. He did not calculate 2 degrees 30 minutes. Is that a minutes? He didn't calculate this. He even says my theodolite measured. Yes? You said
yeah.
Yeah, he put calculated. He didn't calculate this.
And why is he Dr. Heffron? Why can't he just be Tom Heffron? You know what I mean? When I hear doctor, I'm going, right, I guess it's dodgy immediately, yeah.
2 degrees, 31 minutes. So there
you go, 31 minutes, 32 degrees would allow, yeah. Was it calculated or measured?
They're pretty close. In other words, if the Earth is flat...
Uh-oh.
Now, while Ben does suggest, and it is in the next sentence, it's a prerequisite on screen and no further discussion can take place unless Earth is flat.
Good job with that, Nathan. We stopped it at the same time, yep. If the Earth is flat, no, it had to be flat. It had to be a horizontal plane to get your angle, your elevation, and your distance. Period. End of story. Right, Adam?
If Earth isn't.
At this point, right? Yeah. If all we've got here is that it's not applicable to anything other than a flat Earth.
Yeah.
And that's a pub. Yeah. You can't put that on a ball. That.
Nope. Say it again. Say it again. Say it again, Adam.
Can't put that on a ball.
You hear that, Brian?
Yeah, that was my point. You know, if maybe you watch my videos from time to time, you'd see that I know what I'm talking about. No, but in all fairness, I mean, it doesn't, like, even 1 mile, that 1 mile, if you think an angular size of something that's 1 mile away, technically mean sea level must be horizontal and must be parallel to that 1 straight mile of your adjacent. Even 1 mile. So, what about 2? What about 50? What about 100? What about 150? Where does it end? Where, you know what I mean? There is no ending.
Thanks for proving my point.
Then none of the things being discussed can be discussed.
1 mile.
Is he still yakking?
Parallel to that.
Can somebody mute him?
I totally understand.
You don't understand. You're roboting. I already ended the discussion and you kept on roboting.
I'm robot. I didn't realize I was roboting.
Of course you don't. Most people that robot don't realize it and they keep roboting.
Okay.
Which it is. Then the angle to the top of Pikes Peak from Dr. Heffron's location should be close to 2 degrees, 31 minutes.
Welcome to Flat Earth.
Measured angles shouldn't or should be something.
That's the calculation. Yeah. So he's calculated based on the GP and his proximity to the mountains. Yeah. What it should be. Now he's going to go and measure it in reality.
I understand that. Yeah.
That's what I'm just saying. I don't mind because that seems to be the calculation that they're referring to, and that to me that's really cool.
But
the calculation is celestial navigation calculation. Yeah. You're deriving the adjacent, aren't you?
Yeah, but that's all flat Earth anyway. That's a flat Earth to begin. It's a horizontal plane to begin with.
Yeah. And that's the bit we should be.
You couldn't do the calculation. You couldn't do the calculation or the measurement. It's all horizontal plane. Yeah. Hello? Is my mic working?
Has a point.
It's flat, Brian. It's just flat. All right, it's flat.
Well, no matter
need any more? No, Brian. Yeah. No. Just flat, all right? Miles.
I get your sarcasm, Adam.
It's a non sequitur that's beyond idiotic. Because I measure an angle to that tree is a statement about me measuring an angle to the tree in the distance. I measure an angle to this mountain is simply a measurement that is a prerequisite flat Earth measurement, as opposed to it should be 2 degrees. It should be 8 degrees. No, it shouldn't be anything. It just is what you measure it. So here.
Correctamundo. Adam.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll elaborate on my own.
Measure it based on celestial navigation.
I'm picking a fight.
I know that you're going to lose.
No, I won't.
That's fine. You will. So when you measure it, it yields a flat Earth proof. Yeah. Then what's the problem?
There is no problem.
You've got to measure it. And then when you've got it, and not only after stating, oh, look, miles, flat, straight, right, you actually give a real world example of what an enormous distance it is flat, those flat miles. Yeah.
You said when you said when you measure it, you couldn't pick up that celestial theodolite without knowing for an absolute fact that before you got the measurement that the Earth must be a plane, Adam. Or you would never get the measurement.
What if that was your convincer on your journey?
It is my convincer. I'm going to hammer it in there, everyone.
It was also my sister's convincer. I'm not just saying that to be funny. So when I've told this story a few times, but my sister and brother-in-law came over one time, and my sister had been out on boats, and in order to be out on boats, she had to become qualified in celestial navigation. So when detailing the utilization of a sextant on a flat plane, it wasn't like I had to convince her of this. It instinctively knew that was the fact of the matter when making that measurement, because that's how she was trained to make the measurement. Of course the surface is flat. I'm measuring an angle. Goes without saying. And the reason I bring this up is because when it was being agreed upon by my sister, who actually had the qualification, unlike myself, and actually, utilised a sextant in anger, if you will, unlike myself, well, she was then affirming my position that I was arguing with her husband about. Now, her current husband wasn't the husband she went out and learnt celestial navigation with. He died in a motorbike accident many years. The point is, he was arguing with me, and I'm going, well, it just gets measured flat. My sister's nodding along because she's done celestial navigation, and he can't freaking believe it. But for my sister, it's like, well, this is the penny drop moment. This is where you understand that just to pick up the sextant to speak to your point, QE, just to look at that tool, you must know Earth's flat, or you ain't making the measurement with it.
I seem to remember me saying something like that before.
Yeah, it was around about the time 10th Man was training us all on what celestial navigation was and how it worked in intricate details.
Didn't have to train me.
You were then saying, I've covered this. I've told you. You can't even look at a sextant unless it's flat.
Exactly. You got it. Yep.
Yeah. But I still give all credit to 10th Man for actually taking a year to educate us dumbasses on how celestial navigation works.
Well,
you are doing what you're currently, and I'm getting somewhere, arguing with Adam about, where you oversimplify things to the point where there isn't a conclusive argument to be had. It's too concise. Like earlier when I'm like, no, you need to break this down. You're like, well, I've broken it down. You're like, well, you have for the what you call can't fog a millions. You haven't, unfortunately.
Yes, but I can. That's not part of the argument. So you leave Adam defend himself.
Well, Adam.
Well, I ran for a beer as soon as Nathan started my sister was a celestial navigator.
That's a good idea.
Well, as soon as I heard it, I knew I'd won. Because that's my argument.
You're a glue sniffer.
Why? Oh, come on.
Yeah, dude, you didn't win. You're not taking into account.
But you're rumpusing me.
No, I'm not.
You're rumpusing the hell out of him. QE, chill out.
I'm not rumpusing. It's all over. He has no move. He's checkmated.
Oh, we'll see. Won't we,
it's already checkmated, dude.
Isn't he scared, Brian?
Yeah, I'm not scared. Listen, you can't even acknowledge the existence of the measuring tool, Adam.
And if you pre-assume that tangents exist to it,
whatever. You can go on with you have no argument. You're finished. It's over. It was over before I said it was over. So go ahead. I'll go to the trash.
Okay.
All hail,
so, my point is exactly as Nathan's analogy demonstrates. Once you've got that underpinning foundational knowledge, so you know the mile is straight, not just because Nathan Oakley said it's straight, miles, straight line, linear distance, but you understand why he's telling you it's a straight line, linear distance. then. It's a bit like when I discovered gas pressure without a container. I only had to realise it and have it applied to the spinning space pair with my knowledge of gases and gas laws that it hit me like a ton of bricks. Same for QE, I think, that particular underpinning knowledge that he had. So he didn't need it explaining, and it wasn't just somebody's making the sentence, you can't have gas pressure, or a mile is straight. The underpinning knowledge is what makes you see the light. You can't just pronounce there's light over there and expect people to recognise it. The knowledge has to be given so they can accept the truth. Fill the bins.
Really?
Yes. It's what we call the penny drop moment.
Someone doesn't have the knowledge, they don't have the understanding. When they have the knowledge,
I'll give you go first, Brian.
I'm just saying, if someone doesn't have the knowledge, then they don't have the understanding. When someone has the knowledge, then it's very easy for them to have the realization. If they don't have the knowledge, then they can be swayed by any emotion.
Yes, and we're seeing this in the flat Earth community. People who are easily disbanded, put back on the ball, the people who, haven't got a knowledge base and an understanding base when they say Earth is flat. Those people can easily be put back on a ball, so they can just as easily say, oh, well, Earth's a ball then. Right? We offered a false dichotomy in the form of TFE, and people have gone, all right, so it's a ball then. And then they go, why did you turn so quickly, Jaron, when they're asking him? Well, in my comments, when they're talking about videos like this, people who are commenting, and they're what I fondly call my community, as opposed to the flat Earth community. I'm not excluding you guys, right? I'm just saying in my community, people who understand the fundamental basics of Earth being measured flat demonstrate it when they respond to a video like this. In very few words. There's the same applied to the people in Discord on a daily basis when we run flat Earth debate now. The people who are suggesting that they understand the base principle of this argument, and it's not an argument, it's a demonstration that there was never an argument to begin with. But there's people who make that clear that they understand it in the comments, in the Discord servers, and there's also people who don't. They're the ones that can be put back on a ball very easily. You've got to keep the feast of nonsense argumentation alive as much as possible, so that while the to and fro between, oh, it could be flat, it could be a ball, I believe it's flat, I believe it's a ball, once you've got the leader of that group to say, actually, it's one or the other, they'll go, okay, why did you make that decision again? Because of 24 hours of measured flat Earth angles to the sun. Cool. We're back on a ball. Okay, cool. I'll get on with my daytime job and my mundane 9 to 5 and my paying my bills. And the flat Earth thing was just one of those follies that I got into way back when. And I can forget about it now because Jaron's back on the ball, and it's because of this 24-hour sun that we measured Earth flat with. Meanwhile, as Brian just points out, the guy who's got an absolute understanding and knowledge base, understanding of the principle, he can't even look at a sextant without knowing damn well Earth's flat.
Yeah, I agree with all that. All that except for the Jaron bit. No, Jaron didn't suddenly say it's a globe because he had a lack of understanding. No one give me a break. Like. Neither did any of the rest of them. That wasn't a lack of understanding. That was just a lack of good morals.
And a hefty dose of retardation. So, we're going to finish this up?
Yeah. Just a little bit, just with Brian. So there's been a heavy dose of, let's not make it about why they left flat Earth. Let's make it about whether or not Mark Sargent's accused Patricia Steere of buying a new car. Now I hear people suggesting that Jaron also got a new car. Now, back in the day, I've joked about this when I've said, oh, if I was to turncoat, you wouldn't know. Oh, by the way, have you seen my new Lamborghini? The joke being, oh, it's so obvious I've got a new car. Now, I'm saying that that's actually, contrary to showing that they're shills, it's another red herring in the mix, another non sequitur in the mix, so no one's talking about, why is Earth a ball then? What's the evidence that proves it? As opposed to our position where it's provenly measured flat. It's, did he get a car? Was he paid? Like, who bloody cares?
Yeah, but Nathan, you stating that he went back to a globe because he had a lack of knowledge, is you then making a claim that's just as ridiculous as someone else saying he went back to a globe because he got paid. Do you know what I mean? When you start bringing that in, immediately I'm focusing only on that. The rest of it, you lose me with the rest of it. Not that I don't understand it. But I'm only focusing on that.
I'll take it on the chin. I've got to be more careful. I can't say he doesn't know something because that's something I need a crystal ball first and foremost to determine, and it's a claim that I can't back. So a negative claim, he doesn't know something. Well, prove that. Well, I can't, can I? So yeah, you're right.
We good?
I think if you look at Garen's hats since he came back to Antarctica, they're like worth 10 times more than they were previously. Nearly done. Just looking at that picture, and when I talked about the extended baseline, I'm not so sure. I look at it, 2 degrees and 31 minutes or something. Is it?
Yeah, it is.
That's 2.5. So take that away from 90, gives you 87.5. Multiply it by 60 nautical miles. That baseline is extending 5,250 nautical miles flat. Yeah, to extrapolate that calculation on.
That's why I don't get it.
Are those linear?
They would be straight linear miles.
You guys, no, you mean thank you, Adam. Instead of shouting it through your example, he waited till the end. You got to give him kudos, right?
Can I ask
that was
a
awesome,
question?
Adam.
Who's the host?
Wobbling, isn't it? It's wobbling.
He's the host.
Wobbling that now.
Whoever the host is, take us home.
Co-host.
I'm sorry, co-host. Correct.
With that, another massive thank you. Do we have any Discord participation in quite a number of shows for me to thank him in the outro? There we go. I suppose Eli doesn't count. Huge, massive thank you to all of you. Smashed QE's super chat. Joined in the Discord server, even if you didn't necessarily talk to us, but like, commented, shared, subscribed, QE up on PayPal and all that good stuff. Obviously, a massive thank you to the Ballbusters panel for making today's live show possible. I've been Nathan Oakley, and a massive thank you to our host, Quantum Eraser, for making today's Ballbusters possible. We will see you all in the next Ballbusters.
All of your gullible idiot followers should be realizing right now that you are an idiot or you are a liar. You said you would get turned away at gunpoint. I did not get turned away at gunpoint. You lied, Nathan.
The sun is shining, he's alone, raging into his iPhone, screaming at the top of his lungs as a 24-hour sun. Oh, how we laughed in this fat land at such a comical sight. To see the tune, the globe head goose spewing out his shite. Shouting! Where's the guns, Nathan? You promised that I see. I'm all alone here raging. Everyone loves a blame. Oh, where's the guns, Nathan? This is our secret bit. Not come all this distance just for you to take the piss. The ice wind's blowing, here he goes, pacing like a lunatic, upside down on a spinning globe, but the best is yet to come. Oh, how we laughed in this flat land, that's such a comical sight. To see me tune the glove head goon spewing out his size, screaming. Where's the guns, Nathan? You promised that I see. I'm all alone here raging. Everyone laughs at me. Oh, where's the piss. The sun is shining, he's alone, reaching into his iPhone, swimming at the top of his lungs as a 24-hour sun. Oh, how we laughed in this flatland at such a colorful sight. The civic tune, the glove head fuel spewing out his shite. Shut it! Where's the guns, Nathan? You promised that I'd see. I'm all alone here raging. Everyone loves at me. Oh, where's the guns, Nathan? And listen, I'll sick of this. I've not came all this distance for you to take the piss. Oh, where's the guns, Nathan? And listen, I'll sick of this. I've not came all this distance for you to take the piss. Oh, where's the guns, Nathan? And listen, I'll sick of this. I've not came all this distance for you to take the piss. Where's the guns, Nathan? You promised that I'd see. I'm all alone here raging. Everyone laughs at me. Oh, where's the guns, Nathan? And listen, I'm sick of this. I've not came all this distance just for you to take the piss.
I talked to you about Antarctica. You deflected the measurement. You are a dumb liar. Every single one of your dumb followers needs to look at their lives and realize Nathan Oakley is a liar. Since 2016, he's been saying if you go to Antarctica, you will be faced with gunpoint and turned away. Where's the guns, Nathan? Where's the guns?